Twitch is up.
Twitch.
Welcome, Twitch is up.
Twitch people, I don't think, is there anybody on there?
Hello, Twitch. Anyone on Twitch? No.
No, okay. Talking to nobody.
And hello, YouTube.
Hey,
we are
YouTube.
live. What's going on, everyone? How's it going? How you doing, Steve?
I'm not too bad. I'm feeling pretty good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
After being sick all weekend long.
Oh man, it's gone, right?
It's gone. It is gone.
I'm leaving to Florida next week. I don't want to. Yeah.
You're fine.
No sips of my beer. Okay.
Yeah. Self-sanitizing.
All right.
Yeah. No, I started feeling better yesterday morning-ish.
Okay.
So, yeah, doing good.
Once you had your Wheaties,
That's right. That's right.
felt better.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Talking Heads, episode 55. I'm Jeff.
I'm Steve.
What y'all drinking tonight? I'm curious. Let me know in chat what's going down into your belly tonight.
Yeah, I know some people on Discord are already posting their beers.
Nice.
There's somebody with the Lagunitas IPA.
I'm waiting for it. I love scotch. Scotch.
I think John's drinking toilet water.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight out of the bowl.
Yep, straight out. Yep. It's how he prefers it.
Yeah.
At least I get mine from the tank.
Yeah.
You know? Civilized.
Take it from the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Man. Busy week. Busy week in tech. I was about to skip the beer opening. I was so distracted.
Oh yeah.
Let's open a beer.
Okay. Which one do you want to do? I'll let you pick.
Let me pick. What is the fresh haze?
This is
this is the Deschutes Fresh Hopped.
I don't think it's fresh hopped.
Is it not fresh?
I think it's their so they have Deschutes has the fresh squeeze.
Can condition for quality, and I just picked it up and shook it all around.
Yeah, all right. This is their hazy version of fresh squeeze.
Okay.
So I don't think it's fresh hop. I'm pretty sure it's not. But
Okay.
the hazy twist on your main squeeze. Yeah, this juice bomb explodes. Orange citrus sweetness and a soft malt body.
Let's try it.
All right. Yeah, because I like fresh squeeze that Deschutes puts out. It's a pretty good beer.
Yeah.
Maybe because the local bar I go to it's the only IPA they serve.
Yeah.
So I drink it. I got no choice.
The one in the town that you live?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
That one town that I live in.
The one town that you live in, yes. Okay. Actually, not too much crud in the bottom of this.
Not too bad.
Surprising. Definitely not clear.
No, but it's a hazy, right?
It's a hazy, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like orange juice. And very citrusy smelling.
Ooh, very citrus. Smells like orange juice.
Yes, it does. Kind of looks like it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, we got soda, purple stuff. Oh, Sunny D, all right.
Let's get some Sunny D.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Ooh.
For Deschutes, I mean, them putting out,
Yeah.
cranking out some good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Let's get into it.
All right.
So, speaking of John's toilet water.
Toilet water.
So, the city of Boise is actually partnering up with 5 local breweries.
Yep.
To basically recycle water and put it into beers.
Toilet water.
Recycling used
Sewage.
water,
Used
as
water.
they call it.
Sewage.
Yeah.
Sewage water.
It's kind of sewage. It's used water. Anything that gets flushed down the drain. So anything from your toilet, anything from your sink.
Shower.
That all goes to a water treatment facility in Boise. It's then cleaned and then it's dumped back into the river. Well, they decided rather than just dumping it back into the river, let's see if we can use every single drop of water that we have. So they partnered with some local breweries. And those are, where were they at?
Oh, I think there was a list.
Here we go. Barbarian Brewing, Long Drop Cider, Mad Suede Brewing, and Lost Grove. Okay, so there's 4. 4 local breweries. So 4 local breweries, what they're doing is they're taking the treated water from the water recycling facility and turning it into beer.
Yeah.
And apparently people are really digging it.
They seem to like it, yeah. Because that's the thing. It's like with water that you get from a local area when you're making beer, it tends to have, if it has different properties, like if the water's too hard.
Absolutely.
You get different flavors. That's why in like Arizona, where the water quality is bad, you need a lot of water to make beer. And unless you filter that water, you're going to have some really off flavors.
They have a really hard time producing some of the lighter beers, some of the Pilsners and lagers and things like that. They make a lot of IPAs, but they make a lot of dark beer down there.
Yeah.
And it's just hard water is easier to produce a dark beer. But they said with purified water like this, that they can get pretty abundantly, pretty inexpensive. They're able to produce pretty much any beer they want because, as they put it, they're starting with a blank slate.
Yeah.
I'd show you the image, but it's literally just news. There's no pictures or anything else.
People there.
Yeah.
The one thing that
really
I found curious to me is that they did say that a cidery uses it too. Mm-hmm. Which, when all the times I've made cider, I've never used water.
Right.
It was 100% pure juice.
Right.
So are they like... Is this
are they cutting it?
Are they cutting the cider? Or what are they doing? Are they chinsing me? I don't want to go to a cidery that mixes apple juice with water.
Yeah, that is an interesting point. I didn't think. I read right over it and didn't even think of that. Huh.
I mean, beer, yes, I get that makes sense.
Yeah,
but
obviously.
Cider, you can mix water with your cider. It's watered down cider.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting. Twitch is down now. What? No, it's not.
Twitch is still going. I see the little red live.
Yeah. In fact, 0 dropped frames tonight.
Yeah, look at that.
Suckers. Yeah. So, would you drink toilet water?
The recycled toilet water, yeah, probably I would. I would. I mean, not straight out of it, obviously. Yeah. If I was in prison, I probably wouldn't have much choice. I'd make some toilet wine or something like that.
Yeah, a little Pernod.
Yeah.
Freshen you up in the morning.
Yeah, I'd definitely do that. I mean, I wouldn't have much of a choice. But, but not straight. Not straight from the source.
Little rotting fruit, little ketchup.
Yeah.
Some coffee sugar packets.
Oh, you gotta put some ketchup in there just to give it it's kind of like a michelada.
Give it that little spice.
Yeah.
Like a michelada. So one thing that they said is the water that's coming out of here is even more pure than what you would get from the tap.
Yeah.
And that really does make sense because they said it goes through actually a pretty rigorous treatment.
Oh, they got to get all the pubes out, so
Right, exactly.
You don't want any pubes in your beer.
All the used condoms,
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, all the stuff that gets washed down the drain.
Yeah.
And what is rain but just distilled water.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, moving right along. All right, so hey, people are going nuts over the latest IPA.
Yeah, that's a bad segue.
So Planters Peanuts joining the latest let's take some random product and turn it into a beer craze.
Yes, exactly. The whole kitschy, gimmicky beer,
little IHOP pancake.
Yeah. All the gimmicky ones. I think it started out with like Rogue doing all the Voodoo Donut beers.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it did.
And the Sriracha beer.
Yep.
And they got the IHOP beer.
Yep.
And then there was the Dunkin' Donuts beer we talked about. Now I got Planters Mr. IPA Nut.
Yep.
Which, I mean, not much. I mean, it's not anything new. I mean, there's been peanut butter beers,
right? There's Rogue makes a great hazelnut beer.
Yeah.
There's peanut butter stouts that have been around forever.
Yeah. I've made a peanut butter porter before.
Yeah.
It's not anything new. I guess it's just the branding.
Yeah.
And they did say in the article that they are using the honey roasted peanuts, so there's going to be like a bit of a honey flavor to it.
See, that's a little interesting.
Yeah. So, from what I understand, the flavor profile, the peanut is really subtle.
Yeah.
Which, and this is my pet peeve. I think we've talked about this a couple times too.
If it's in the name.
And you barely taste it or nothing at all, you get points knocked off.
Yeah. If it's in the name and it doesn't accurately describe the beer that I'm tasting, it goes down in my mind. Yeah. And you and I are of like minds with this. John will just take the beer and he will drink it and he will judge it on the taste. I will judge it by my expectations and my impressions of reading the can, reading what it's from. Hey, there's notes of this in there.
Right.
If I don't taste those notes, you're going down because you failed.
Yeah. That's fake advertising in my mind right there.
Right.
It's like they're trying to sell it on a particular thing, and if it tastes nothing like that,
right,
then
Yeah, I've drank beers where it's like, little hints of raspberry on the palate.
Yeah,
It's like, okay, I'm tasting chocolate and I'm tasting like something else. And it's like, there's no raspberry in this. Don't sell me on raspberry when there's no raspberry.
I think the worst one I had was New Belgian, and it was a gimmicky beer, and it was like Ben and Jerry's flavored. It's supposed to be Ben and Jerry's ice cream flavored beer. And I think it was supposed to be like
little chunky monkey.
Yeah, no, it was like pralines and cream or something like that. It's like, okay, I like some Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
Little creamy, little.
Yeah, I would expect it to be like a cream ale or something like that. No, it just tasted like a brown ale.
Yeah,
that's all it tasted like.
Yeah,
that's and it's like, no, you just stuck a label on there to try to get people to buy it.
Right.
And it worked because I bought it, but I mean, I'm not buying it again.
Yep. Replace ketchup with barbecue sauce. Recommendation for the Pruno.
Someone's been to prison before. I take it.
Little Sweet Baby Rays.
They know,
Where are you getting the Sweet Baby Rays in prison? That's what I want to know.
Well, I mean, they probably have generic barbecue sauce.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. What else do we got? Widmer, local brewery news. Actually, there's quite a bit of local brewery news this last week. We'll start with Widmer. They're a Portland. We'll call them a mega beer, even though they're just a large independent.
Yeah, they're a large. Well, I think they're mostly independent, but I think they're partially owned by Miller Coors or something. I don't.
Well, Mazda's 12% owned by Ford. That doesn't make them Ford.
Yes, no, I know.
So
I know.
So yeah, yes, Miller Coors is a shareholder of Widmer. They're not a Coors brewery.
I see their Miller Coors are InBev. I can't remember which one it was.
I think it was Miller.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you were right. Anyway, Widmer is coming out with another specialty beer. This time a special Halloween beer called Closing Time IPA, which includes a 50% off lift code. And I believe we actually talked about this last Halloween.
Did we?
I believe we might have for our Halloween show. Because this is ringing a bell to me.
I don't remember the Halloween show last year. I think it was because I was blackout drunk.
Well, that was like episode 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was a long time ago. In fact, let me...
well, you probably have the archive still.
I have the archive.
Well, keep looking, and I'll keep talking about this beer.
There you go. We did a show on the 25th of October. So, yeah. Let's see. Of course, I didn't organize it by anything last time.
Your notes are not as well kept now.
Yeah. Oh, man. There's horrible notes.
Oh. You're fired. Oh, Rhett was on there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's just search Lyft. No?
That's not.
Oh, we talked about in January something about Lyft. Need a Lyft? Guinness. Okay, it was Guinness.
So Guinness
Makes a Lyft beer for discounted ride home.
Okay, so they're not. So Widmer's not the first to do it.
Right.
They just,
and that was it was the Lyft.
Yeah,
the Lyft 5-star lager.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why it's ringing a bell.
Okay.
I wasn't crazy.
No, you weren't crazy.
Almost.
So Widmer is still in the idea. I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea.
I think it's a great idea. Honestly,
I mean, it's maybe a slightly more expensive beer, and it seems to be like a lower ABV. So maybe it's like the last beer.
Yeah, it's like a 4.5.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
This one's a 4.5 as well.
Yeah.
I think it was a lager. That lager for Guinness is probably the same thing, but 50% off a ride. That's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
So I guess they're going to start selling it at the local bars, and of course they're going to do it at the Widmer Tap House as well.
Yep.
And I think this one is a little special because it's not just a particular style. I think it is. Oh, what was it? There was a special ingredient like heroin or something in there. I can't remember. Wait.
Are they cutting the IPA?
Yeah. No, what was it? Cocaine, I think. No, wait, what was it? Yeah, it's 4%, 4.7% ABV.
Yeah.
Closing time. Oh, okay. Is experimental brew made with cold pressed hops and hibiscus flowers.
Ooh, interesting.
So the hibiscus is kind of a pinkish color, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be kind of pink in color. It's supposed to match the Lyft logo.
Nice.
Which is pink. Right.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. So, although the picture here doesn't really make it look like it's that pink.
Yeah.
Something slightly pink.
Well, I'm colorblind anyway.
You're
getting into a spectrum that's kind of a little bit beyond me. There's some reddish tone in there.
Yeah, there's some red.
It's not pink.
No.
Definitely not pink. It's like one of John's Instagram photos, though. Oh wait,
John,
it's not off kilter because he's moody and deep.
He doesn't have the Batman angle.
Yeah. Oh man. And I'm being corrected. Ford no longer owns any partnership of Mazda.
Oh, okay. We stand corrected.
Does U.S. Navy equal prison? Depends on what branch other people served in.
I mean, I would say if you were in a nuclear sub, that's pretty dang close.
Yeah.
You can't go anywhere.
Right.
You don't even get yard time.
Yeah, we actually recently hired a guy who worked on a sub in the early 90s.
Oh, a nuclear sub?
Yeah, I don't know if it was nuclear. I'm sure it probably was.
Because the nuclear ones, they could like be under for like years if they need to. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, he was on a sub for 4 years. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that might as well be prison right there.
Yep. 1999 or 1999. Gosh, 2019 will be a banner year for AMD.
I think so too.
I agree.
Yeah.
Even though their stock absolutely tanked today.
Well, a lot of people stock tanked. I mean, the whole Dow went down, what, 5% or something?
Right.
Yeah.
Nvidia went down 11%. AMD went down almost 30%.
Wow.
They went down from $32 a week ago down to $15 today. They were at 25 at the start of the day.
Was it just mostly tech stocks that took a beating, or?
A lot of tech stocks took a beating. This is the end of year for a lot of tech stocks, and Intel's one of the only ones that went up, which is really freaking weird because
that's
everyone in the industry who knows Intel is going to fall within the next year.
Yeah.
That they know they are going to fall, and they know AMD is going to rise. AMD's stock price fell today because they missed their arbitrary graphics market share projections by like 2%. And everyone go, oh, AMD sucks. Just bail on them.
Yeah.
And there were probably a couple large stock traders that cashed out at 25, which drops the price. But yeah, it's just kind of weird because the stocks that should be going up are the ones that tanked today.
Well, I mean, that means if it tanked, there's going to be some bargains. You can go pick up some AMD stock.
AMD's there at $15.
If they perform like they say we're going to perform, it's going to go up next year.
Yes, it is.
And maybe
significantly,
take some and hold on to it.
Yep.
So that might be a hot stock tip from two guys who knows nothing about economics. You're going to have better luck playing the lottery that none of us won.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to think that if I won, let's say even $20 million, I would stay working. I'd keep the channel going.
Well, yeah, you weren't doing this because this is fun.
If I won $20 million, you'd never see my ass again.
My wife and kids wouldn't see my ass either.
Right. Who? Steve? No, he's been a bachelor as long as I've known him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm Sven.
No, I've lived here in the Bahamas forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. All subs in the U.S. Navy are nuke. Yeah, but I was talking 30 years ago. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, 30 years ago, I think they had some like diesel ones that were like basically underwater RVs.
Had to surface every 20 minutes because
get out.
The
stop
fumes
up at
were
the gas station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of mileage do those things get?
Not great, like 30 miles to the knot or what, I don't know. I don't know.
It's like I completed the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs
Yeah,
and then trying to explain it on the back end.
Yeah.
Well, see, the Kessel Run was so long because you had to go the long way around the Kessel system to avoid the twin suns and the black hole in the center of it.
I haven't watched Solo yet.
Yeah. You haven't?
No.
I found it enjoyable.
Really?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
I actually have not. Well, see, here's my dilemma.
It didn't get great reviews.
Yeah.
But it's better than all the prequels.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Like I'll put it above those. It's an interesting ride. There's some twists and turns that are kind of unique. Mm-hmm. Gosh, Donald Glover absolutely freaking nailed Lando.
Yeah, see, I thought that was like brilliant casting right there.
Yeah.
But here's my dilemma. It's like a movie comes out that both me and my wife want to watch. We can't go to the theater and watch it because, our son and everything. Yeah, So I wait for it to come out on video.
I got double trouble.
Right, I know. But it comes out on video. It's like I can't watch it without her. Mm-hmm. So we have to find, 2.5 hours in our day to be able to sit there and watch it.
And if I've got 2.5 hours in my day right now, I'm freaking taking a nap.
I'm not watching a movie or anything like
Yeah.
that. So I got all these movies that are piled up. So when we're flying over to Florida next week, it's like I got all these movies queued up. I'm going to watch on the plane.
Yep.
So I'm actually looking forward to the flight so I can actually catch up on some things.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So that about does it for beer news.
That's for beer news, yeah.
I will say we did hear today was announced 2 tap houses that closed.
Yeah.
Alameda up in Portland is closing their doors.
They've been around for a long time.
Decades. They're a multi-decade.
Yeah,
tap house.
They've been around for a long time. Mm-hmm. I remember going to their tap house and brewery for, I don't know, 4 or 5 times I went there. Mm-hmm. To be honest, though, I was never, ever super impressed with their beer.
Yeah.
Never really. I mean, they bottled some of their stuff, and it was always decent, but I was never like, oh, this blows me away. You know?
Right. It's not like the Alameda out of San Diego.
Right.
Because there's another Alameda Brewing, and they're fantastic. I've never had a bad beer from them. The Alameda in Portland was all right.
It was all right. Yeah.
Serviceable.
Yeah, it's like if you like drank their beer, like, you know what? This is a good example of a porter.
Right.
This is a good example of a stout.
Right. It was like, it's solid, just nothing special.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you're in Portland, you got to be special.
Yes. Yeah. Especially when, I mean, early days,
Yeah.
you could rest on just being decent.
Good. Right.
Yeah. Now you can't do that anymore.
And then the other one that kind of shocked me and shocked a lot of people, Seven Brides is closing their
well, they're not closing.
They're not closing their doors.
Totally.
They're closing their tap house.
They're closing the tap house and the restaurant.
Right.
Yeah.
So Seven Brides is a local brewery here in Silverton, Oregon.
Yeah.
And they make a lot of really good beers, and they had a local tap house there in Silverton, tap house and eatery. And,
I have to say that their standard yearly or their year round beers are not that great. I don't like them that much.
I think that's fair.
But some of their specialty beers are really good. Like their Monkey Love is really good. Mm-hmm. I haven't had their Flanders yet. I bought that, but their hazelnut bock is excellent.
Yeah.
They had
I've had that one.
They had some really, really good beers.
Yeah.
From time to time.
Yep. So they said they're going to continue brewing beers. They're going to continue bottling, selling, kegging, etc. They're just closing their tap house doors. So.
And it's kind of curious because Belgian Underground also brews
in their facility.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe eventually, because I think Belgian Underground is actually doing better than they are.
Oh yeah,
it
wouldn't surprise
their
me.
Beer better actually.
Yeah, Belgian. I've never had a bad beer from them.
But they only I think brew like 3 or 4 different kinds, so they don't. Really
Yeah, they do. I think 3 standards, and then they do some seasonal ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they're solid. They're so good. In fact, I think a Belgian Underground beer was the first beer that was on this channel. It's in my first video.
Oh yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, the Amari Secret, the Secret Army, Belgian Secret Army. Great beers.
Yeah, that's really good beer.
All right, moving on to tech news.
Tech news.
A lot of rumors this week.
Yep.
A lot of interesting talking points. So let's just finish this beer.
Okay, you were way ahead of me actually.
It's been a week.
Yeah, I can tell. Man, yeah, you were way ahead of me. This is like, go ahead and crack open one while I try to polish one up.
All right. So this is the Freem Down Under IPA, and neither Steve or I have had this one before.
No, I haven't had it. I'm assuming it's got Galaxy hops in there because it's down under.
Yes, I would assume.
Yeah, those are Australian hops.
Yep. Say good day to the Freem Down Under IPA, a bright copper beer with notes of strawberry and citrus, a hint of kiwi, and more hops than a Western brush wallaby.
Doesn't say what kind of hops.
Doesn't say what kind of hops.
Oh.
So.
Well, I'm down. I'm game. This isn't a 22. This is a bomber. Right?
I think it's a 16.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. It's a 7.2%.
Yeah.
So it's a little more heavier than this one, which was a 6, I believe.
I thought this was a 7.
6.5.
6.5. Okay.
Yeah.
Split the difference.
Yeah. This smells good.
Whew.
Is it
dank?
Is
No,
it
it's
dank?
not. It's not dank.
No, not dank.
It smells like metal.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's what Australia smells like. Haven't you been there?
No, I haven't. Try to take my 8 ounces.
Right.
I think I left you 8.
Yeah, we'll find out. It could just be like I've noticed sometimes when you crack open a beer fresh that sometimes you get that metallic-y.
Yeah, it was very. Yeah, that wasn't a bad pour.
No, that wasn't bad. That's pretty
Nice.
good. That's about the same.
I'll take it. Yeah, I got like I was sucking on a penny. That's what the smell was. That hit me right.
It still kind of smells like that.
I'm getting a little bit more fruit now.
Yeah.
Thankfully. Yeah, and it wasn't like a pleasant.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't like, oh, delicious.
It was like a rusty nickel.
It's like bleeding on a penny or something.
Yeah. What kind of metal does it smell like? Metalcore, deathcore, hardcore? I'd say deathcore. It was a deathcore metal smell.
Russian deathcore.
Mm-hmm.
Norwegian slasher core metal. I don't know. It doesn't taste much like an IPA to me.
Definitely not. Very, very light on the hop flavor.
Yeah. And they said they put a ton of hops, too.
Yeah.
Especially after drinking this.
Yeah.
There was like a ton of hops in this.
Yes, there were.
This is,
And I'm not getting any fruit notes.
No. I mean, a slight fruitiness, but
there's a little bit of back sweetening to it.
That's kind of what I'm like hinting
but
at. Not a distinct fruit flavor.
No.
Not like they're saying kiwi and...
That second drink, I got a little bit more hop.
Yeah.
Definitely some bitterness on the back end of it. Mm-hmm. But like I said, there's like this back sweetened flavor to it.
Yeah.
But it's not like a kiwi or a strawberry or any kind of fruit that I'm recognizing.
Yeah, I mean, I usually like Freem.
Yeah. I had one last night.
I mean, this isn't bad, but it's a little disappointing. I thought it was going to be a little more stellar than this.
Yeah, Freem's another local one. They're out of Hood River, Oregon.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, getting into tech news finally.
All right, let's go to tech news.
NVIDIA has added a 15th Pascal card to their lineup.
Unbelievable.
Literally, I reported yesterday that they added a 14th card to their lineup in May with the 1053 gig, which is finally hitting store shelves. And yeah, there's a 15th variant of a Pascal card.
It's almost like they don't want people to buy their RTX cards.
You know? There's something to be said for that. So this one is by far the most interesting rebadge that I've seen. Because there's no neutering of the card to go along with the improved specs. Mm-hmm. Because like the 1053 gig that I reviewed yesterday, if you haven't seen the video already, I posted it actually first thing this morning. Go check out that video after you watch this one. But the long and short of it is they took a 1050, which is a 2 gig GDDR5 with 640 CUDA cores, and a 1050 Ti with 768 CUDA cores, 4 gigs of GDDR5, and they split the difference. So it got 3 gigs of GDDR5 with the 768 CUDA cores, faster turbo clocks, but they also cut the memory speed on it, or the memory bus, from 128 down to 96.
And that's why your benchmarks, I mean,
right.
Spoiler alert, but I mean, probably...
Spoiler alert, it pretty much stair-stepped.
Yeah, it starts like right in the middle.
So they landed it dead center between the 1050 Ti and the 1050. Which makes sense. It's confusing as heck. It's another rebadge that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
This one, the only thing that they did to the...
There we go.
The only thing that they did to the GTX 1060 is they're now adding in GDDR6.
GDDR5X.
Sorry, GDDR5X.
5X, yeah.
They're upping the GDDR5 to GDDR5X.
5X, yeah.
It is the... Actually, if you can go to the next page... and then scroll down a little bit, down to the specs. There's a specs.
Founder specs.
Right here.
There we go.
View full specs. Click that. Here are the full specs of the card. So you can see the 6 gigabyte card has 1280 CUDA cores, has base clock 1506, boost of 1708, 8 gigabit memory speed on a 192-bit bus. 6 gigabytes of either GDDR5 or 6 gigabytes of GDDR5X.
Depending on which card you get.
Only difference.
Yeah.
And there's probably no way to tell from the outside of the box.
Are you just thinking that maybe the later ones will have the X?
I have no idea, because this was announced like yesterday afternoon.
Wow. Maybe they just ran out.
Yeah.
Just-
So it's interesting. Now it's keeping the same MSRP of $299,
yeah.
which is bogus because the original MSRP was $259, and all they've done is increase the cost since the crypto
Yeah.
thing took off. So I think probably what they have is an excess of memory chips of the GDDR5X because there was less demand for that than there was for the GDDR5.
Yeah.
So there's not a shortage of NAND chips for GDDR5X.
They're just slapping it on there.
They're just slapping it on there. And I don't know if this was a response to upcoming Polaris refresh, whether it's RX 590 or RX 680 or whatever the heck they're going to call it.
I don't
Maybe
know.
both, which would be, again, really confusing because now I got two different series of
I
cards.
mean, yeah, it could be because, I mean, their RTX series is obviously going to be the enthusiast level card for it. They need to keep the budget realm fresh.
Right.
Maybe this is like one way of just to keep it going.
Right.
I don't know.
And we had heard rumors that there's not going to be any RTX series cards in the 260, 250, 250 Ti, etc.
Right.
We had heard that those are possibly going to be Ampere Core or they're going to be rebadged Pascal cards. So the 1070 Ti will become the 2060.
Yeah.
And the 1060 will become the 2050 Ti or whatever they.
That's a real horrible way to start muddying the waters of the...
Well, it's been done before.
Oh, no, I know it has.
It's been
but
done a bunch.
It's confusing as hell,
Yeah,
though.
yeah. They've done die shrinks or they've just done straight up rebadging. If you remember the 9800 GTX versus the GTS 250.
Oh, yes.
Those are the same
yeah,
cards.
Yeah, they're the same cards, yes.
There was the R9 290 became the R9 390. Same exact core, same exact process, same memory, same just refined assembly technology.
Yeah.
So it's been done before. It's very underwhelming.
Yeah.
I'll say.
That's why you always wait for the release and wait for the benchmarks.
Wait
and
for release,
the
yep.
real world numbers.
Exactly. And $299, gosh, it feels a bit steep
Yeah.
for the same card that we had at $259 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It feels
Yeah.
steep. Like, why is this card not $199 or $229 or something
To
right
stay,
in there?
To stay super competitive.
Right.
Yeah.
To stay. It gets cheaper as you go along.
Yeah.
And why in the world is it $70 more expensive now? Or $40 more expensive now?
Maybe that's the way you can tell the difference between the GDDR5 and the GDDR5X.
Yeah,
Is
I
the
don't know.
price.
I don't know.
It's like one's $50 more.
Yeah, it's just weird. I mean, call it a TI. Call it a 1060
Yeah.
Ti.
Yeah.
Give it a different name. For
did-
God's sakes, the NVIDIA renaming scheme right now between the 1030 DDR4 and the 1030 GDDR5, which are two completely different performing cards.
Yeah.
They have the same name, and in a lot of cases, there's no information on the box, so you buy the box blindly.
You have no idea what it is.
You have no idea what it is, and a couple of the manufacturers produce them with the same SKUs. So even if you bought two cards off Amazon or Newegg or something like that, one might be DDR5, one might be DDR4.
Yeah.
You don't know. And then you've got the whole fiasco now with the 1050. Am I getting a 1050 2 gig, which is the 640 CUDA core and 128-bit bus, or am I getting the 1050 3 gig, which is a 768 CUDA core but a 96-bit bus, and 3/4 of the L2 cache, and 1050 Ti still makes sense, but now you're muddying the waters with the 1060 line.
Which is being, you have two different types of 1060s.
You've got 4 different types of 1060s.
1060s.
You've got the 1063 gig. You've got the 1065 gig, which is a stripped
Oh,
down.
they don't have the 5
They don't have the 5 gig listed here. That's it. It's technically a Chinese only card, but you
Oh,
can
yeah, that's
buy
right.
it and
You
get
can't
it
buy it.
stateside.
Yeah. That's right. That's what. Yeah, it's got 5 gig. That's right.
Yeah, so there's the 1065 gig, which is a different GPU core than either the 3 or the 6 gig cards. So it's a little bit stripped down on the CUDA cores. I think it's like 1152 or something like that CUDA cores. But the same memory bus as the 6 gig card, and it's just a weird card. But they call it the 1065 gig. And then there's the new 6 gig, which is 6 gig of either GDDR5 or GDDR5X.
You don't know.
There's the 1070 Ti, which I guess those make sense, but God, they're so close to each other.
Yeah.
there's 100 CUDA cores between the two. There's more than that between the 1050 and the 1050 Ti.
Their whole Maxwell line was not as confusing.
Right.
I don't know why they made it way more confusing with a Pascal.
I have no idea. It's just weird. Well, at least NVIDIA, or at least AMD was at least competing with the Maxwell line, so maybe there was some incentive to not muddy the market.
Right.
Whereas when the Pascal line came out, that was a ginormous leap forward in technology. I mean, they blew Maxwell away when it came to benchmarks, efficiency, performance, every metric. That was a meteoric launch.
Yeah.
And AMD countered with a card that performed worse than their previous flagship.
Yeah, I know. They kind of fumbled that one.
Yeah, they go, oh, we have an RX 480. And it's like, okay, well, what does it do? It's about the same as an R9 390. Okay, well, what do you have for the Fury? We got nothing.
And it takes more power.
And it takes more power.
Yeah.
And then they came out with Vega, and they go, we have Vega! And it matches your 1070.
Yeah.
And now this Vega 64 is matching the 1080 and in fact beating it in some gaming tests, which is kind of cool, but it's 2 years too late.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's just kind of it's underwhelming, it's confusing, it's frustrating from a consumer standpoint.
I would say so. Yeah. It really makes it hard.
That all they're doing at this point is muddying the water so you don't know what you're buying and they can offload product. That's what this feels like. So bad business decision means you lose, because what are you going to do? Buy AMD? Probably not.
Yeah.
No one else is.
Yeah, apparently.
Which is why AMD stock tanked today.
Well, we'll see what happens when their processors start taking off.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And 7nm graphics come out hopefully by end of Q4.
So.
At least for data centers.
Yeah.
At least for compute use. So, yeah, we'll see how things go there. Okay. So, I can't believe we didn't talk about this when it came out at the beginning of the month.
I thought you did talk about this.
I thought we did.
I thought you and John talked about it.
I thought we did.
I'm pretty sure you and John
I
did.
couldn't find any notes on it, which was really confusing, because that was October 3rd is when this was.
Yeah, and I remember personally reading about this. I thought you and John did talk about it.
iPhone XS.
Maybe it was one of those. It was one of those.
No, it came out the morning of the 4th on the West Coast. They say the story dropped on October 3rd. It actually dropped October 4th, which was literally a couple hours after our show ended.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think
so
I talked about it. I didn't pick it back up because I thought it would have been driven into the ground by now.
That's what happens when your whole news cycle is a week long.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I think we might have briefly touched on it, just kind of like anecdotally, but we didn't actually cover this.
Yeah, okay.
So anyway, because John was on the next week, and I think John and I might have touched on it, but we didn't bring any documentation to it or cite any sources. We just kind of briefly talked about it. Anyway, what we're talking about is the Bloomberg report of SuperMicro essentially being the victim of supply chain security hacking. And beyond that, but motherboard manufacturer manipulation from their partners in China, where their partners in China allegedly implanted a chip onto SuperMicro Blade server boards.
With a backdoor, basically.
With not only a backdoor, but essentially a recorder and a snooping device. They allege that SuperMicro servers had a chip implanted onto them that had read-write access essentially at the processor level, had its own processor and storage built onto the chip itself. Now, again, this chip is the size of a grain of rice.
Yeah, this teeny tiny.
That it had its own storage and its own processing capability, had its own networking capability, and could tie into the networking built onto the motherboards of these blades, and then do command control commands back to main base.
Almost science fiction.
Almost science fiction level when you think about it. Because what that would require is traces from the CPU being drawn over to this chip, being implanted in the supply chain undetected, having the raw files for the motherboard etching go undetected.
Yeah.
have it go through the manufacturing process undetected, have it go through X-ray undetected,
Yeah.
and then eventually be plugged into the wild, and then trusting that none of these partners who are using SuperMicro Blade servers are going to snoop any of their outgoing traffic for anything destined for China.
Yeah.
I can tell you just from an enterprise standpoint, that last part doesn't happen.
That happens. People look at what's going in and out
Right.
all the time.
Right.
Any kind of weird IP addresses. I mean, I even look on my router once in a while to see what's hitting that thing. I'm like,
Absolutely.
what the hell are these Russians trying to ping my router?
Well, but that's on the incoming side.
That's
I'm talking,
I know, but even on the outcoming side,
Right.
people look at that too.
Right, absolutely. And that's...
Well, that means, you definitely do that.
Yeah, from a NetSec standpoint, that's security 101. Is checking not only what's trying to get in, but what's trying to get out. Because that can tell you if there's something in your network. So just based on the last point, it's kind of a dubious report at best. Now, when I first read this report from Bloomberg, I wanted to believe. I wanted to believe.
That would have been a huge story.
Right.
I mean, if it was, and it kind of was. I remember it breaking. It was all over the place.
Right. Well, when the news went live, SuperMicro stock dropped 40%. And there were reports that 70,000 SuperMicro servers were pulled out of service to basically audit them.
Yeah.
Which is a huge number. And potentially, like, I wouldn't say like a bankruptcy-inducing blow, but that's a huge blow.
Huge blow.
Even the rumors and speculation, but they had a report that said we have sources.
Yeah.
Within the FBI, within Apple, within Amazon, within what was the company that was actually out of Portland that was alleged that found this. Amazon had purchased a company in Portland for doing video encoding, which is essentially the premise for Silicon Valley.
The whole high compression.
The high compression bit rate. There was a company in Portland that was purchased by Amazon for their high compression rate for video.
Yeah.
And apparently it was one of their custom boards that originally they found this thing, and the OEM partner for that was SuperMicro. Supposedly.
Yeah.
So when it came out, when the story broke, I wanted to believe. I really did want to believe. But as the critical thinking part of my brain triggered in, and
as the Scully part of your brain.
As the Scully part of my brain triggered in. Yeah, thank you. As Scully whispered in the back of my brain, that think about this. Critically think about this. You work in enterprise networking, you work in servers, you work in data centers, you work in networking. Is even the implementation of this possible? Like, let's say the chip exists.
Yeah.
Let's say it exists.
Yeah.
If you put it into your data center, how long would it take you to find that chip? Would I necessarily find that chip? No, but I can guarantee I'll find the server.
You'd find the traffic.
Yeah, I'll find the traffic and I'll find the server.
Yeah.
Couple of minutes after it goes live.
Yeah.
And that's me at a small organization. Yeah. This isn't Apple, which has layers upon layers upon layers of security and dedicated NetSec people that their only job is to watch for this traffic. Yeah. If you put this into a data rack, you're going to find the traffic.
Yeah.
And that traffic's never ever going to get out. From an implementation standpoint, from the putting the chip onto the boards secretly, from wiring the traces from that chip to both the processor and the network cards, which the network cards on server boards are not built into the Northbridge chipset. They're dedicated IOs,
right.
SoCs on your system board, if you even use those. A lot of people will add 40 or 100 gig backbones to server boards and never use the onboard ones, which kind of nullifies the purpose of the of that chip
anyway.
They also said they had access to essentially the integrated lights out controller, the BMC controller, which what they alleged that they could do with that controller was they can read data even from a crash server or from a server that's powered off. No, the BMC can power a server on and give it some very low-level BIOS commands, but that's all it can do.
Yeah.
It can change some BIOS settings. It can turn on wake on LAN. It can turn the server on by flipping a relay and a couple other things. That's all a BMC does. It's an integrated SoC web host that can do some features to... instead of me having to walk down to the data center and find the server on the rack and hit
Right.
the power button, I can go, oh, server 32 is offline,
Yeah.
and go, okay, now it's back on.
Yeah.
That's all it prevents. So the interesting part about this is the backlash is immediately Congress was interested. Immediately the FBI was
Of course,
interested.
yeah, because we have like national security.
Right, because
stuff that's going on here.
right, these servers did not just go out to Amazon and Apple and partners like that.
All kinds of people use Amazon servers for all kinds of purposes,
Right,
not just streaming movies and buying shit.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. But these were also direct purchase from DoD, Department of Defense. These were in service for the drone program for the U.S. military, for basically compressing the video and sending it back to the Pentagon and sending it back to CIA and NSA and et cetera, et cetera. So if these existed, that's a huge blow to national security as well as private company security. There's this tiny little fly that is buzzing around.
Yeah, you got
It's
this
driving me
fruit fly.
nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It went right down
Yeah.
front of me a couple times too.
Just one.
Yeah.
It's driving me nuts.
We need the chopsticks to just.
Yeah. Well, I had the window open earlier.
Oh, is that what it is?
So anyway, apparently there's tens of thousands of affected servers from private data companies to multinational companies to the U.S. military.
All kinds of implications.
All kinds of implications.
Negative implications.
Right. So the U.S. Congress was immediately interested in, okay, we need to know the ramifications of if this exists and why does it exist and why didn't you find it and why didn't you alert us and what are the FBI came out and said, well, we have no report of this. We have no active investigation into this. We have no contact with Amazon for this particular incident, nor Apple, nor anyone else. No other three-letter agencies said anything, but they don't ever say anything. Well, a couple of weeks ago, Apple CEO Tim Cook came out and said that he has no record of any malicious chips ever being found in Apple servers. Even if they were, they would have been found.
Right.
If they were, we would have contacted the FBI about it.
Yeah.
The FBI has no knowledge of this. Apple has no knowledge of this. And we've been talking with Bloomberg since October 2017 about this and refuting them every step of the way. And they are claiming anonymous sources up and down. They won't give us their sources. They won't give us an example of the chip. They won't show us an infected board. They won't show us a compromised board. We've shown them our servers. Our servers are not compromised. They ran the story anyway.
So this is literal fake news.
Right.
In the tech industry.
Right. And Amazon AWS, so their Amazon Web Services CEO came out and said the same thing this week, that I agree with Tim Cook. I agree with the FBI director. I agree with UK and US oversight for technology security, that this is a fake story and this needs to be retracted.
Yeah. I know we were talking a little bit earlier about this. And we were also talking about possible stock manipulation schemes.
Yeah, and that's
because like you said, like as soon as this story broke, man, their stock tanked. It was not pretty. So if
in a matter of 2 hours, SuperMicro was worth 60% of what it once
if
was.
someone was trying to short that stock, they made a ton of money.
Oh yeah.
And there might have been somebody who has. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and it still hasn't fully recovered. It's back up to like $16, but it was at $25.
Well, yeah, because they haven't retracted the story.
And it dropped down to, I think, $9.83 at its lowest point.
Wow.
So, I mean, they lost 60% of their value and rebounded to gain 20 of it back. But they're not back yet. And the tech industry is scared. Or the investment industry is scared of SuperMicro because, number one, they probably don't understand what the
no, they probably
implications
don't
of this
understand
are.
it. Yeah.
And number two, Bloomberg is not retracting their story, which is odd.
And you know what? That kind of makes me think that the tech industry is ripe for media manipulation because a lot of people do not understand it.
Right.
Especially people in the investment industry, people in the media industry. They don't understand it. They just hear a hot tip. I got a hot tip. You know?
Look at the number of people on YouTube comments who call out YouTubers for being shills.
Yeah.
It's a very common thing. Oh, you're just shilling for AMD. Or you're just shilling for Intel. You're just shilling for NVIDIA. You're just an EVGA whore or a MSI. What? No. I'm a damn journalist, and if something's good, I'm going to tell you if it's good, and if it's bad, I'm going to tell you it's bad. And if there's a use case for a product, I'll tell you if there's a use case. Whether or not you agree with it is your own business. This is my personal opinion that you're literally watching my video to find out. And if I give you a personal opinion it's on you to believe it or not.
Yeah.
So, but don't question my integrity. God, I've got like, when I had like 10,000 subscribers, I got called a shill. It's like, what the fuck is there for me to gain in this right now?
To be fair, you were a shill for Widmer beer, though. I mean, like, I just love that shit. Okay. you were a shill for Jameson.
Yeah. Oh, Jameson, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm
Jameson, call me. I will shill for you all day long.
Unabashedly a shill for Jameson.
Nearly any liquor, you give me a call, I will shill the heck out of your stuff.
That's the thing, is like you've actually looked for sponsors for the tech stuff. You haven't looked for sponsors for liquor distributors.
I found a couple, and I got talking to a couple.
Did you really?
I did.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
No. There may be news on that in days to come. Advertising for the liquor and beer industry gets really, really dicey, though.
Oh, no, I know.
So
there's certain regulations you cannot do.
Right, exactly. So a sponsorship on the channel is certainly possible. As far as a direct advertisement, that's pretty much a no-no for my industry.
Oh, my goodness. We just got, like...
My man. There it is. So, I'm gonna break the show right now. Big time out. So, by the way, there's Claw. As he's also known as. That's his real name. Per is a longtime Patreon and great big friend of the show. Now, I did an unboxing video about a month ago where I opened up a package from Claw. And inside the box was an ASRock X299 OC Formula motherboard and a i7-7820X CPU that he and some of his buddies donated to the show, as well as a couple other parts here and there. He had tried to send me...
And a Kinder Egg.
And a Kinder Egg. He had tried to send me some of his old parts collection, which included in that collection an MSI Armor GTX 1080 with an EK water block, a 780 Ti with a water block, a couple of ITX boards with some processors, some memory, some a 1 terabyte NVMe drive, a bunch of fans, a bunch of water cooling parts, and whatnot, just to give my parts collection a boost to say, hey, would you like to build something off of these, or can this help you, or things like that? Absolutely, it can. Those boxes were literally and utterly destroyed by either Norwegian shipping or U.S. Customs or U.S. shipping. It took a salt bath, and literally every single component in that box died. I still am unsure on the 1080 because it does post, but I have not tried to put a load on it because I don't have a water cooling system that I can actively test with right now. And I just haven't had the time to put it together to test. But the 1080 does post, but everything else is utterly destroyed. I think the EK pump and res that he sent me is also good, but he sent me a couple of AIO water coolers, and those both sprung leaks and were damaged. Half of the fans were destroyed. That donation there is the insurance money from that shipment. He goes, I know it was destroyed. I told you I would help your channel. The insurance money that I get back, I'm going to just donate to your show. So, Claw, dude, you are freaking awesome. This is the ultimate shout out. You and your friends.
Yeah, that's cool.
Ultimate shout out. You are amazing. Thank you so much for your support. Oh, and by the way, he has another 2 packages on the way. One of which is the twin to that MSI Armor 1080. He's
also got some beer coming to us too.
Yeah, he's also got some beer coming. He's got a twin to the 1080 with another EK water block on it. So if both those cards work, I'm going to SLI him in that OC Armor or OC Formula motherboard. He's got a Gigabyte G1 Gaming GTX 1080 Ti on the way for me.
Wow, nice 1080 Ti.
Yeah, 1080 Ti on the way for me. And he said some other goodies as well. So huge friend of the show. Friends of the show.
Yeah, I've chatted with him several times. He's a real cool guy.
Yeah,
we even played. We got to play some Battlefield 1 with him.
Nice.
This last weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
Very cool. Yeah, great guy. And cannot thank you enough. So
incoming ass, yes.
yeah. Now, normally, if I get a donation, I will read the comment. That prompted stopping the show.
Yeah,
because he is a huge fan, supporter, patron, and just all around great guy. Yeah. So, dude, you rock. All right. Shake that ass.
Yes. Yeah, that's the inside joke, because he posts on our Discord. We have a certain channel just for drinking. Just for drinking.
Drinking and meme wars.
Yeah, and meme wars. Yeah, that's what we do. And so there's a
Norwegian beer.
A Norwegian beer called AASS.
Yeah.
Which in English is basically ass. Ass. So he says this ass beer.
So go suck some ass.
Yeah,
go grab an ass.
Go drink some ass.
Yeah.
Suck it.
Yep. So So you shake that ass, even though it's 5 a.m. where you live right now. So
have some ass and pancakes.
That's right. Little ass and pancakes. No better way to start the morning.
Yeah.
So yes. Oh, that is too cool. You are and forever will be the man.
Yeah. Big ol' ass.
Big ol' ass. Unfortunately, you can't get him over 5% there.
Yeah, I know. That's a bit disappointing. But we'll send him something.
Yes.
We'll give him something with some.
Yeah, we are going to send
we'll do a high ABV.
A generous high ABV care package.
Hopefully, it won't be dunked in salt water.
Yeah.
Well, we just send them some gozes.
And then
some goes. It doesn't matter if they get soaked in salt water.
You know, even some stouts would benefit from some salt.
A little salt. So, a little salt and chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. Even some of like the hazelnut browns or something like that.
That'd be okay.
Those would be good.
Yeah.
A little salted nut to go with your ass.
Some salted nut butter.
Some salted nut to go with your ass.
We're getting in dangerous territory.
Yes, we are.
Dangerous territory.
All right. So anyway, the Apple situation. I'm focusing on Apple, but this is really Apple, Amazon, SuperMicro, SuperMicro in particular, because they're the ones who took a stock hit.
Yeah, they're the ones that hurt.
Right, they're the ones who got shafted by all this. And then this story just won't go away. Investors aren't listening to the detractors of the story, which is Amazon, Apple, SuperMicro, and a number of other people. And it's just crazy. It's crazy that one article has affected all of these companies, and one of them put them into some pretty dangerous territory.
Oh, yeah.
And SuperMicro is not a small company. They're one of the largest OEMs.
Oh, yeah, SuperMicro's huge.
For just server motherboards.
Yeah.
They make server motherboards. That is their bread and butter all day long. And they're really good at it, and they do a lot of them. And, that's scary. Yep. Quite honestly. So, man, you're a little ahead of me there.
I am. Well, you did talk a long time about the whole SuperMicro story.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a big story.
It's a big story.
Yeah. It's a lot to talk about there.
Yeah.
And it's just how, what's the old saying? A lie goes around the world before the truth has a chance to get its shoes on, or something like that.
Well, this is one of those things that when a sensational story breaks, it's on the front page of every paper.
Yeah.
Or the front page of Google or Reddit or whatever else. When a detraction happens, it's on page 8. It's an addendum to the back page.
No one wants to admit that they screwed the hell up.
And when they do, it's not big news.
Yeah.
And so sensationalism sells papers. Yeah. And gets clicks nowadays.
Of course.
Why am I in 80s talk? Got to put the big page on the big paper.
That's right.
So, are you watching from the Tesla?
Yeah.
Well, just for what I need to do is I need to film the next episode in portrait so he can watch from his new Tesla P100D. So he can watch in native format. That's right.
Format, yeah.
That's what I need to do.
Yeah.
Do one on Instagram format. So, yeah, scary stuff. Do your research, critically think. Don't trust a single source. I mean, this comes down
Especially
to journalism.
An anonymous source.
Right. And that's all Bloomberg is willing to put up is anonymous sources, a single anonymous source that said that they have the chips on hand. Yet Bloomberg can't produce the chips, can't give exact details on what it is, where it is, what boards are affected, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. And so all of a sudden, all these companies are doing these massive sweeping audits of every single blade within their facility.
Coming up with nothing.
And going, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
We're not seeing the traffic. We have no contact with any government or law enforcement agency over this. And we can't find them on our hardware. So what the hell are you talking about? Oh, they're there. Trust me. Prove it. The onus should be on the accuser that they're there, not on Apple to prove that they're not there. Which, by the way, Apple already proved they're not there.
The burden of proof is on the accuser.
Right. So it's scary stuff.
I mean, to be fair, if you're accusing someone on their server farm, you can't exactly get access to it. But I mean, still, they're saying that it's not here.
Right. But like I said, I'm a guy who lives in this world, in this realm, in servers and networking and things like that, and part of me wanted to believe this story. Yeah. It really did. Because it's sensationalist.
It'd be a story of the century.
Basically. Right. Oh, this is Cold War.
Yeah, cloak and dagger type stuff.
This is insanely popular.
Time.
Oh, and by the way, even the state of China is denying this.
Yeah.
That they didn't mess with the supply chain, and in fact, they're also victims of supply chain manipulation when it comes to their central security. Yeah. So, maybe it's ISIS. I don't know.
yeah, it's those guys.
All right. Well, I'm talking about the Archer ISIS, not the...
Oh, yeah.
Not the actual ISIS, which made ISIS change their name.
Yeah.
And start selling cocaine.
What a geopolitical thing had to go screw up a great cartoon.
That's right. Could you not?
Yeah, could you not? Phrasing.
Are we not doing phrasing? What a great show.
Oh, I love Archer.
Also, yes. I love it when Carol Cheryl called out all their secrets on the elevator, and you're an alcoholic, and you're this, and you're that, and I think Krieger's just a Krieger clone. He's pretending to be what?
Oh yeah.
I had him dead to rights, and just his reaction, just that pause. And,
what?
No. Regan, $2. I'm not even going to read your comment. You're small pennies now. I'm just a per shill at this point. The whole media is just sensationalist now.
Yes, no, it is. I was saying that exact same thing. It's because of how the model of how media makes money now has
media makes money
shifted.
based on clicks, based on advertisement,
yes.
which
so
is why
sensationalizing the headlines brings that in.
Which is why most media pages are the worst offenders for ads injected onto pages. Yeah. Go to your local news affiliate. Go to your local NBC or ABC affiliate. So your local, we have K2 or Coin or what. Go to WCCR. Go to WKNX or whatever the heck your local news affiliate is.
Those are usually the worst offenders.
Go onto that webpage and tell me it's not cancer.
Yeah.
Disable your ad block and go onto that page. Even with ad block, the layout is terrible. But go onto that page and tell me that layout is not cancer. Yeah. And that's what drives revenue for news agencies now. And they have to get clicks. How do they get clicks? Sensational news stories.
Yeah. The meat of the news story, I mean, the actual semblance of reality is buried at the very end of the article. The very top headline, sensationalized to get clicks.
Yep.
Oh, man, it's so bad.
Yep. Gosh, I think PER's donation is going to sit there probably through next week.
Yeah, that's going to
Because
last
it only times out. It times out based on your donation amount. Yeah. And so 2,000, that's going to hold you at the top for quite some time.
Yeah. That's like what, $250 US, I think.
$355, I think, was the insurance amount.
Oh, that's what it was? Okay.
Yeah. In fact, let's look it up. I think that deserves $239. Okay.
Okay, $239.
Yeah, $239.
Okay.
So yeah, donation of $239.98.
Wow.
Yeah. So, freaking awesome.
That is amazing.
H. John Benjamin is pure awesome.
Oh yeah, H. John Benjamin is great.
Yeah, he is.
He had that show before called H. John Benjamin Has a Van.
Yes.
Did you ever watch that show? That was really good.
That was good.
There was only one season too.
Yep.
But from that show was, because I think his intern on that show was Nathan Fielder.
Yeah.
Who has the show that Nathan For You. You watched that one?
I did watch that one too.
Nathan For You is probably one of the best comedy shows on Comedy Central.
Although, how I missed what's his name from Rick and Morty doing Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
I have no idea how I missed that was a thing.
What's that show? I showed it to you.
Yeah, you did.
Crap. That's a good show too.
Yeah. Birdman's voice.
Not Harvey Birdman.
No, not or Bird Person.
Bird Person,
Yeah.
yes.
Bird Person's voice. That dude.
God, why? I'm just trying to blank.
Dan
Harmon.
Dan Harmon.
Yeah, Dan Harmon.
Dan Harmon.
Harmon Quest. There we go.
Dan Harmon does a D&D series.
He has a
freaking
podcast,
hilarious. Yeah.
But then he has the show Harmon Quest, which is live and on stage and then is animated.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched this, there's 2 seasons of it.
Go watch Harmon Quest.
Great. You have to love it. You're gonna love it. If you like role playing or D&D,
it's comedians playing D&D, but the action is animated.
Yeah, it's great.
And it's exactly as they say it is.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious.
God, it's good.
It's so good.
God, it's good. All right, we've gotten off topic. What's next?
We got one more beer in us before we go. Okay, let's go. This one's got to last to the end.
Yep. 906. Well, I've got some whiskey.
Well, you want to mix up the whiskey before we do beer, or you want to do beer?
I can do a whiskey.
Okay.
Kind of mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, let's mix it up a little bit.
All right. What do you want?
Whiskey?
I'll call them out. I got a Bullet Rye 95. Ooh. I got a Johnny Black 12. I've got an Elijah Craig single batch.
Let's do the Elijah Craig.
Elijah Craig?
Yeah.
This one I did.
We did. No, wait. That was. Okay, I had that last.
This was the Apple one.
That was the one that was like
surprising.
Yes, let's do that one. That one was really good. I like that one. That was super harsh, but
it's harsh, but surprisingly
it was very very good. Yeah.
So this is one of my favorite all-around whiskeys, and in fact, Whiskey Vault or Whiskey Tribe, great channel on YouTube. They're both the same guys. They're just 2 different channels. Whiskey Tribe did a video on the crowdsourced 10 best budget bourbons, and this was I think number 7 on the list. Buffalo Trace was number 1.
Buffalo Trace is great.
Wild Turkey was on the list as well. Wild Turkey 101. There were a couple others, but this was number 7 on the list, and this is one of my favorite all-around bourbons. It's about $30 for the barrel, or for the bottle.
Oh my god, that's a bargain for a barrel.
But $30 for the bottle. It's a 94 proof, small batch. It's not single barrel, but it's just good.
Oh no, yeah, we had a little bit of this after the show last week.
Yeah,
and it was
short poured myself slightly. There we go.
It was amazing because you were like pointing out how it's kind of got that like fruit peel or like apple.
It's got
peel.
like a Granny Smith apple peel smell to it, and then there's a little bit of caramel and a little bit of vanilla on the back end, and it's so good. I mean,
it is a higher proof. I think it's a slightly higher proof.
It's a 94.
95. Yeah, 95.
Yeah,
94. And you taste it.
Yes.
When you drink it. If you like your throat burning.
Yeah, it is. Jeff says send him booze for the liquor cabinet. If you want to send me something, I have a UPS Dropbox, and that is in the video description, or it should be anyway. Let me double check that. Yep, right at the top of the video description. Want to fuel craft computing. So send me whatever, whether it's computer parts, whether it's donations, whether it's stuff for my liquor cabinet. Schnapps. Yeah.
Peppermint schnapps.
Yeah. But I'm genuinely curious to try like local liquors and local beers from around the country.
Yeah, stuff we can't get over here. So not nationally distributed stuff. Like we don't care if you send us. I mean, we'll drink a can of Budweiser if you send it to us, but
I'll drink the first one.
We'll do it in shame.
If someone sends me a Bud, I will drink the first Bud that arrives on the show. Everything else, I'm donating to a homeless shelter.
And the homeless shelter won't take it.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't want this.
Yeah. But if you want to send me something, there's a mailbox down there, and it's not just a PO box. You don't have to send USPS. UPS will actually send liquor legally, so I'd prefer if you do it that way.
Yeah.
You can send however, though. I can receive from any carrier. I can receive from DHL, UPS, FedEx, USPS, international carriers, whatever. They'll receive anything for me, and that was the main goal of getting that box.
If anyone watching the show is from Japan, Jeff wants some of that Hornet liquor that they have in Japan.
Ooh, actually, I'd try it. Something with a snake in it.
This has got like those, because they got those. They're like these hornets.
Oh,
like
those giant hornets.
Yeah, and I think there's like some giant hornet liquor that they.
I'd totally try that.
Yeah,
I totally would.
I'd try some of the hornet
Yeah.
liquor.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to fuel the channel, send it on over. Yeah. Like I said, the first Budweiser that arrives, I'll drink it on camera. Beyond that, I'm throwing it all away. So if you send me domestics, you're wasting your money.
Someone's gonna send you a Budweiser.
What's funny is the shipping on that is going to be outrageous.
Mm-hmm.
God, the smell on this is just so good.
Oh, I know. That's one of the things that really blew me away. Was the smell on this
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Technically not supposed to send liquor from my state, so I'll be mailing you a box of tech.
Yeah. Just glue circuit boards to the outside of the bottle.
Right. Exactly.
And it's assimilated liquor.
I'm not telling you to break the law. What I am saying is UPS is the one carrier that you can transport liquor and it is not breaking their terms of service.
I wonder if I can manage to send some.
FedEx, you're breaking the terms of service. USPS, you're breaking the law.
Yeah.
I am not telling you to break the law.
Yeah.
I want to be clear on that. If you want to send me something, send it UPS.
Yeah.
If you choose to use the carrier of your choice, that's totally on you. I have no control over that. So that's all I'm saying. And I haven't consulted an attorney, but
yeah, sake, any kind of liquor you want to bring.
Any kind of liquor.
We have nothing sake.
I have almost 40 bottles in my liquor cabinet. I drink almost anything. I am not a huge fan of tequila, and that's about it.
I've had some real high-end tequilas that I've enjoyed.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not a big tequila fan either.
So tequila, not so hot on. But literally any other spirit, I'm all about. And even some tequilas, I'll try them.
Some añejo tequilas, like some of the barrel aged añejo tequilas.
Yeah,
they're up there with like a good Scotch and a good whiskey.
See, about the best that I've had is when you get to like the Jose Gold, and you get to some of the mass distributed like $40 bottles of tequila. That's as far as I've gone.
Okay, no, I've gone above that
because I'm not a huge fan of the agave flavor. That's my biggest thing.
This thing, because it's barrel aged, it kind of has a lot of the same characteristics of a Scotch or a barrel aged whiskey.
Do you know what it's aged in? Is it aged in oak? Is it aged in?
I think they're oak. I don't know. I don't remember what this particular bottle was, but this particular tequila I had was El Toro Añejo tequila. It was like an $80 bottle. And it reminded me of a very good Scotch. I'm
half tempted to send you the worst Aussie beers I can find. I knew this was a bad idea.
No, dude. If it's an Aussie beer that I can't get here,
literally, we'll try anything.
We'll try it. We'll try it.
Yeah,
we'll give you the honest opinion.
Yep. I like a really good silver tequila with snakes in it.
Yeah, snakes.
Yeah.
Snakes make the best tequila.
Wonder if I can manage to send some Canadian whiskey or gin to the Dropbox. I'd love either one of those.
Yeah.
I will say I'm not a huge fan of the budget Canadian whiskeys. They just have never done it for me. I will say I do like Crown. As a Canadian whiskey. But I've tried some of the more budget stuff. And,
I've had some.
Flavor profile is just weird. It's just weird, and it's harsh.
Yeah.
Half tempted to send you weird sodas. Literally anything.
No, weird sodas are good too. I've had the bacon soda before. I've had
the mashed potatoes and gravy.
Yes, the who made those? That was they had a whole series. It was.
I have it down in my garage.
It was Jones
Soda. I have that packed down in my garage still. They had a Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that one.
They had all the different flavored Jones sodas. Like in Thanksgiving, they had like the turkey and stuffing.
I have the Thanksgiving pack.
Yes.
Yep. Mashed peas was the other one.
Yes.
Or green beans.
Peas,
yeah.
Green bean casserole is what it is. Green bean casserole soda.
Yeah, there was a turkey and gravy. There was a mashed potatoes. There was a Pepto-Bismol for the aftershot. Yeah. And it even came with the Pepto-Bismol cup.
Yeah.
On the top of the bottle.
Yeah. It was Jones soda. They stopped doing that too, which...
Yeah.
I thought that was
Those
really
were
good.
Terrible.
No,
I don't blame them.
They were all horrible.
God, they were god-awful.
Were okay.
So they were awful.
They had the cranberry one that was okay.
Yeah. Okay, putting it light.
Was okay. It just tastes like, cranberry juice and soda. That was fine. But I mean, they were unique. Like it was something. Yeah, bacon soda, mashed potato soda.
Yeah.
We had. We would buy this pack of soda for our big family Thanksgiving get together.
Yeah.
And then we would all, try it and just gross out over it. But
Yeah.
it was fun.
That's exactly what me and my friends did. Is we bought a couple
Yeah.
of these cases and we opened them all up and we're like,
Oh, yeah.
You gotta try this.
Yeah, this is right. Yeah.
It was that whole deal.
Well, we also do this. I mean, so every year I do a deep fried turkey for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And so after Thanksgiving dinner, I got this big giant vat of oil that's heated up.
Oh, that's so good.
And and we just start deep frying whatever we can find to deep fry.
Yep.
We'll just hey, there's some bananas and we got some dough. Let's go dough this thing up and make some deep fried banana. We'll do whatever. We'll just start deep frying everything.
The D. Ever considered trying distillation for fun? No.
Yes,
No,
I
because
have.
because it's illegal.
No.
No, because it's illegal. No, because any form of distillation to reduce the water content and up the ABV is illegal. Any distillation process is illegal for the intent of consumption. Any process.
I don't intend to consume it, but I've
There you go.
considered it
There you go.
just to look at it
Yeah.
for scientific purposes.
Yeah. Make your own essential oils.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
For scientific purposes,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
I've considered for scientific purposes. My friend may or may not have a still for doing his own backyard home remedies.
For medicinal purposes.
Medicinal purposes, grandpa's old recipe.
Yeah.
For, his old cough syrup recipe. So.
Oh, yeah.
Have I ever considered for consumption? No, of course not.
Oh.
Of course not. I would never consider
This stuff
breaking
right here
such
is
an
just-
antique and dated law.
Yeah. Who'd want to do that?
Who'd want to do that? Who would want to make any alcoholic beverage in a different way other than
What gets served in bottles?
other than gets served in bottles,
Yeah.
or that you can't brew yourself, or
Yeah.
mead yourself, or wine yourself?
Right.
Distillation is the devil. As I drink my delicious
The
bourbon.
devil's vapor. Yeah.
Nope, never would.
No.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm on camera saying it.
Yeah.
No, I have never considered it. No, I
No.
haven't done it.
I never have.
Never have.
Considered it.
Never will.
Never.
So, let's see. Let's get on to the next story here.
Okay, let's move on.
So, I love the name of this website, by the way.
It's like, yeah, I know too.
So there's a website called semiaccurate.com, and they published a semi-accurate story.
Yeah, that's all they do.
So Intel reportedly earlier this week, Intel had killed off their 10 nanometer process. Yeah. They're abandoning
The
10
process
nanometer.
that they've been working on for years and years and years.
Yeah, that they have failed to achieve.
Yeah.
They're just going to stop.
Yeah.
Yep.
All that R&D.
All that time.
Just flush it down the toilet.
Canyon Lake, no, we're
Goodbye.
never going to see it. Or Cannon
Goodbye.
Lake, excuse me. Cannon Lake, never going to see it. We're just flushing it. We're doing something else, going a different direction.
Yeah.
So, this was a report that was pretty much instantly refuted by Intel.
Intel pretty much came out and said, nope, we are not doing that.
And here's the deal. I am not an Intel shill, but I side with Intel on this report. So the report claims that SemiAccurate has learned that Intel just pulled the plug on their entire struggling 10 nanometer process. Before you jump to conclusions, we think this is both the right thing to do and a good thing for the company. Which, if they did, I would kind of agree with it.
Well, I mean, if they had some better R&D that's coming up in the pipe that
Right.
maybe looks more promising, yes.
Right. Maybe
but-
their 7 nanometer fabs turn out better. Maybe
Maybe.
they've got a different architecture in the pipeline that we don't know about.
But again, that's just
Who
rumor
knows?
and hearsay. We don't know.
Right. Anyway, so the report came out that they are going to skip 10 nanometer and jump straight to 7. And they are not going to introduce new CPUs in 2019 other than like minor spec bumps like we saw with whatever the hell this Lake series is. I don't care anymore. It's just a rebadged 8700K with 2 more processors, which apparently was impossible 2 years ago.
Yeah. And
then Ryzen came out and gave Intel competition and they went, oh, we found a way to do it. So,
If they're naming it after lakes from the Northwest, they can just call it Ghost Lake.
right. Well, everything's based off Nehalem, Oregon.
Yeah. Yeah.
which is an actual town, Nehalem, Oregon.
Nehalem. Yeah, most just the names of the chips come from the Pacific Northwest. Just to let you guys know.
Most of them in Oregon, a couple in Washington.
Yes.
Hades Canyon is an actual canyon in Oregon. Yeah. So it's all landmarks. Just like OSX is named after big cats, and now California landmarks because apparently they ran out of big cats.
They ran out of big cats. Ocelot.
Damn poachers.
they couldn't start moving off to marmosets or anything like that.
That's right. They get to the cute ones and it just doesn't have the same effect.
Yeah, I know.
OSX minks.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. So, anyway, the reason I side with Intel on this story is Intel came out and quoted on Twitter, quote, "Media reports published today that Intel is ending work on the 10 nanometer process are untrue. We are making good progress on 10 nanometer yields. Yields are improving consistent with the timeline we shared during our last earnings report," end quote. The reason I believe them is if they made that statement falsely, they're in regulatory hell with the SEC.
Yeah. They would get fined big time.
That's a multi-million-dollar fine if they make a false statement like that on Twitter, where there are two types of statements that a company makes. And we've only talked about one type of statement today on the show, which is direct and specific denials. Yeah. We are not axing the 10 nanometer fabs. We are not ending work on the 10 nanometer process. We are making good progress on 10 nanometer progress. Yields are improving consistent with our reports that we gave in the last earnings report. Those are very, very accurate statements.
Okay.
Specific statements.
You could technically also read between the lines. They didn't say that they were stopping. That doesn't mean they're not slowing down.
Right.
That also doesn't mean that they may be pulling back from it.
Right.
But they are not saying that they've stopped it. That's all that they're saying.
Correct. They are not saying that they have stopped They didn't say they didn't alter, but they have not said they are stopping, and they said yields are improving. That is a statement that is essentially direct to their shareholders. Yes. And it actually mentions their shareholders' earnings report that says we are on target to meet the estimates that we presented in our last shareholders meeting. If that statement is found false at the time of that statement, that's quite a bit of money out of Intel's pocketbook. Yeah. And Apple made similar statements. We irrefutably deny that any of our servers had ever been compromised by malicious hardware. SuperMicro irrefutably denied that their servers or manufacturing process had ever been compromised by malicious hardware. Those are direct, specific statements that say, no, this piece of that article is wrong.
You gotta understand. I mean, we talked about this again. The whole stock manipulation thing. These stories seem to be coming out right about the time their Q4 financial statements come out.
Yeah. Intel's is due on Friday, I believe. AMD's was due on Tuesday. It came out today.
That just reeks of just stock manipulation type stuff.
Right.
I mean, I have no backing of that, but it just the timing just is telling. For me, anyway.
I agree. You're right on the point where people are going, buy, sell. I don't know.
Yeah.
And if you make a statement like this publicly and you get enough press, some people pull the trigger. So, yeah. I'm not saying there's stock manipulation going on, but when SuperMicro drops by 60%...
That does smell.
That smells a lot.
Yeah, that smells fishy.
Yeah. All right.
Alcohol shill. I'll drink the alcohol shill. I called it Poop Lake after the Carolinas.
AMD shill. Yeah, sorry. Let's see. What else do we have here? Right to repair news.
Yes. Good news, too, actually.
Good news. Yes. Good right to repair news for once in the history of this program. Steve, take it.
Yeah, so we got Motorola. I don't know if anybody out there has a Motorola phone. I don't own a Motorola phone, but
I haven't for years.
No, I haven't either. But the good news is that Motorola is recognizing that people do have the right to repair their own phones that they sell to the consumers, and they are offering their own DIY phone repair kits. So say for instance, you have a phone, the screen cracks. You can go to their website, buy a replacement part, and with the replacement part comes a DIY repair kit with it, so you can replace it yourself.
Comes the screen, comes the glue, comes any tools that you need, any specialty tools, pliers, suction cups, etc.
Yeah.
Everything you need to repair the phone yourself.
Yeah. Now I'm sure there's going to be options for aftermarket repair places, which
I would hope so.
I guarantee your layman is going to want to do that anyway. You want to take their phone, get it repaired, bring it back. But for people like me and you who would just like, I want to do it myself because I know what I'm doing. This is the perfect option.
Yes.
You can do it. It comes with all the tools. It comes with you. It says, hey, go ahead, repair the phone. Now, the article, I kind of skimmed through it. It doesn't say the ramifications of what happens if you take this DIY kit, and you totally screw up your phone with it.
Right.
I'm sure warranty is null and void at that point, but
the assumption with the iFixIt kits is that your warranty is already null and void, or you've damaged the phone to the point that warranty would not cover it.
Yeah.
So these repairs are at your own risk.
Yeah.
Or if you're a supplier, if you're a phone repair shop, this is a legit location to buy genuine OEM parts.
Yes.
And that's huge in the repair business, giving people an OEM option.
Yeah.
Just like the car business, you take your car to
a repair shop.
To a repair shop, they say, okay, you've got a Toyota, we need to fix the ball joint. We have an OEM part, it's $985, or we have a third-party option that's $450. Which would you like to do?
Yeah.
One of them supplied by Toyota, another is supplied by a third party that had access to, or is basically like an OEM spec.
Yeah.
So we're manufacturing it to what Toyota does, but we're not Toyota certified.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a good part, sometimes it's a little lesser quality, sometimes it doesn't matter.
And this is basically Motorola, eliminating the OEM. They're saying these are the Motorola parts. We're even going to give you a kit. This is kind of like them entering into the repair, the DIY repair people yourself. We're saying we encourage this. Go ahead and do it.
Right. And honestly, this is the way it should work.
It should be. Yeah.
This is the way it should work. Yeah. Samsung doesn't get enough credit, but you can get onto Samsung's website right now, enter any part number out of their phone, and order that part direct from their website.
Yeah.
You can do that today. And you've been able to do that for years. No matter who you are, no matter what the condition of the phone is, no matter what part you're seeking, if they still manufacture the part or have stock of the part, you can buy the part from Samsung, direct, OEM. Yeah. You're paying OEM prices, but you can buy it. Yeah. So why this is such a hard concept for people to grasp, and why people flock to defend Apple, and I'm pointing a finger at Apple, because there's
the biggest culprit.
I've gotten onto Reddit, onto tech support forums before, and it's like, Apple refused to fix my phone because it does this, and they said, well, you're the one who broke the phone, and Apple doesn't have to fix it. Bullshit. Yeah. When Apple controls the repair market the way they do, and they expect to have that control over it,
they should be the one to do it.
They're required to repair it.
They're controlling the repair so they can force you to basically upgrade your phone.
That's exactly right. I got denied a phone repair for a logic board because I had replaced a third-party a battery with a third-party part. Now, under U.S. law, they're to ignore the fact that I replaced the battery because it's an OEM replacement part. Yeah. It is a direct comparison and compatible with that phone.
So it should be okay.
However, Apple has the ability right now under U.S. or they're claiming they have the ability to look at a phone and say, whoa, sorry, you replaced the battery in this phone. I can't replace your screen that you broke by dropping it on the concrete. Yeah. Those are two completely unrelated things. Yeah. That's like saying, whoa, sorry, I can't replace the alternator in your car because you got different tires.
Yeah, that's really
It's the exact freaking same thing. They're two unrelated systems. So the people who flock to Apple's defense, stop drinking the goddamn Kool-Aid. Yeah. Stop drinking it and know your rights as a consumer. Can you imagine pulling up your Toyota Camry to a random repair shop and they go, whoa, sorry, we can't touch this, only Toyota can. And you go to the Toyota dealership and they say, well, yeah, you need some new spark plugs, but we see there's some corrosion on the top of the engine, so we're going to have to replace that as well. And when we do that, we also need to do the torque converter to the transmission because we don't know the condition that that's in. That's going to run you $7,800 on your 2002 Toyota Camry.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
that's the thing we're talking about here.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're talking about here.
Or that the cost of the repairs is going to equal the cost of a new car, so let's just buy a new car.
When I went in for spark plugs and I left with a 2018 Camry. And the thing is, why the hell did you buy another Camry when the last one died and you didn't want to spend the money to repair it? Stop buying the damn phones.
Yeah, I never bought an Apple product.
Yeah.
It's fine, yeah. I hated Apple before it was...
I'm surprised no one's hashtag rant Jeff yet.
Yeah, I know.
Because I got into rant mode there for a second.
I was... You know you would. You went off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something that people have just bought into the idea of not having rights for. You have rights under U.S. law. You have rights under a lot of laws. The EU takes better care of their consumers than the U.S. does. But there's a lot of laws that back you as a consumer that Apple is breaking directly.
Oh, yeah. And people just ignore because it is...
Because it's Apple Store policy, and they say,
policy.
well, we don't have to. And the customers go, oh, well, they don't have to. Well, I guess I'll buy another phone. I know one guy in particular who's on his 4th iPhone 8 that has been replaced under warranty twice, that he broke once. They refused to fix because he had bent the frame ever so slightly. So he bought another iPhone 8. And then the battery died, so he got that replaced. And it was like 6 months his battery died. It's like, why are you buying another iPhone 8?
It's like he thinks that's the only phone that exists.
Right.
Like that. Yeah.
Right. It's use your power as a consumer.
That's the thing.
Stop
Yeah.
buying the damn thing.
Even if like all of a sudden, let's say Samsung, because you know the number one competitor to the iPhone is the Samsung Galaxy line.
Yes,
it definitely is. And even if let's say, I mean, because Samsung's not doing this, but let's even say they started doing the same practices as Apple. There's tons of other Android manufacturer phones that you can go to and switch to. It's like, oh, fine, I'm done with Samsung. Apple, you can't do that. If you like iOS, well, you're screwed. That's all you can do.
Hashtag hiccup. Hashtag hiccup Jeff coming soon. God damn it. Actually, you missed hiccup Jeff. I had him a second ago, which is why I had Steve lead with the last story. I was trying to suppress him secretly.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, hashtag rant Jeff come to an end.
Yeah.
Gaming news.
Yeah. Let's move on to gaming.
A little bit of gaming news this week.
A few things.
No Man's Sky and Redemption Story of 2018.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I went and picked up No Man's Sky. I did not pick it up when it was released.
I bought it on launch.
Okay, I didn't buy it on launch because I didn't believe the hype. I saw all the...
I held out for the longest time, and then 2 hours before it launched, I went ahead and bought it because it was a Friday night, and it's like, you know what, I got all weekend. I want to go ahead and play this game.
Thing, yeah.
And I bought it, and I played 15 hours of it, and I went, this is a piece of junk. There's nothing here. Yeah. But the thing is, with a game of this scope, Steam's return policy of 2 hours, I didn't even have my ship put together in 2 hours because I'm still exploring the planet and whatnot. And by the time I realized the game was junk, I'm 12 hours past Steam's return policy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, thankfully they actually kept the villain in.
Yes, I haven't played it since.
Now it's worth distance. It's decent now, apparently. Yeah. So I did pick it up when it was, I think it was down to like $12 or something like that.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah,
I think it got down to like $12. Okay, this might be worth $12 now. So
yeah, you bought it market low. Now that was the way to do it.
I'm a frugal gamer. But apparently, they are not only did they, do well on their commitments when they originally said it, but they're actually releasing a free update called The Abyss, which is going to be a Halloween themed release.
Yep.
And
coming out on Tuesday, I believe.
On Tuesday, yep. And so it's going to have a bunch of spooky stuff, new biomes, new motorbikes. All kinds of neat things. Although, to be fair, I've only played like maybe a couple hours of it, so I don't think I'll be able to get to partake of this content. The only Halloween themed stuff I ever do, I just do the Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, there you go.
Stuff.
Get a jack-o'-lantern hat.
I got that one already.
I know you did.
Yeah, I got that one. No, actually, I think last Saturday with the Discord.
Sorry, there's some unrest in the comments. Wait, did I just see Jeff drink Gatorade? He's been drinking it for a while. Hashtag screw the cap.
Yeah.
I dropped it and I went, screw it.
Gotta keep hydrated. Just the number one hangover cure. This is when I talk hangover cure.
Yeah.
Because Gatorade is good.
Gatorade's
good. Not bad because it's got electrolytes in there.
Yeah.
Which replaces it. But what I find
hashtag not sponsored.
This is a home formula that I've discovered
oh boy.
over the years.
Oh, we're getting deep now.
You buy yourself some coconut water.
Yes.
Not like some good coconut water, because coconut water has electrolytes in there and it's got potassium. It's got more potassium than a banana.
Yes.
So there's lots of potassium in there. So you get like coconut water, and you buy some emergency, which is like a packet of. It's got vitamin C, vitamin B. It's got a lot of essential vitamins that basically you lose when you drink throughout the evening. So at the end,
I don't know what you're talking about.
So once you break the seal, that you're pissing throughout the night, like seemingly every 20 minutes, you gotta I gotta take a leak. You
gotta pop the cork.
You're losing water. You're losing electrolytes. So honestly, the best thing is to just drink water throughout the night.
Yep.
That's gonna help a big deal.
Yes.
But if you forget to do that,
yep.
This is the second best thing. You get yourself a nice big tall thing of coconut water, and you get some emergency. So you dump this pack into your coconut water. You get your electrolytes, you get your potassium replenished, and you get your vitamins replenished.
Nice.
All in one drink.
Yep.
And I can't guarantee that you'll feel 100% the next morning, but I guarantee that
you'll feel a lot better than if you hadn't drank it.
Better than what you deserve to feel.
Yes.
And I've experienced this myself several times.
I've done the coconut water. I've never done it with the emergency.
Do it with the emergency.
Okay.
That's like a double whammy, because it not only does the coconut water replace the electrolytes and the potassium, but the emergency does all the other micronutrients that you may have lost.
This drinking on a weekday tip brought to you by Craft Computing.
Yes. We're experienced weekday drinkers.
Yes. Not in excess, but sometimes a little too much.
Sometimes too much. I mean, I've gone to excess on a weekday because I'm like, hey, I started playing a game.
Just dig your way out of this one, Steve.
I keep going. I need a way out because I don't have to work tomorrow, so I know.
Usually I'm really, really good. On a weekday, I tend not to have more than one drink, except on Wednesday nights. Now, my problem is you show up once a month.
Now that Rhett's not showing up.
Yeah. Now you're showing up twice a month, and 2 weeks in a row, in fact.
Oh, I know. You got to keep up with me.
Yep. Tough.
You got to stock up on that coconut water emergency.
Man, I'm going to have to. I do have some coconut water down in the fridge. I've got some ginger beer down in the fridge.
I don't know if ginger beer.
I don't know if it'll help.
Does anything with that? I haven't tried with that. I've done a couple of those. Hangover patches and the different cures that they have that they sell over the counter at those suck. Those don't work.
Yeah, no.
Those are horrible.
Terrible. American cheese, fried eggs, and a Dr. Pepper and ibuprofen equals hangover cure. That's not a bad way to go.
Eating something in the morning definitely helps.
Yes.
I mean...
Depends on how far gone you are, because sometimes that'll put you over the edge.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I've had some things where I woke up in the morning, and it depends on how far you were drinking in the night.
Yes.
You wake up the next morning, and you're just like, I'm going to eat something, and just like...
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yep.
I mean, sometimes it depends on how much you drank. I'm just saying, if you're unsure, you just do this before you go to bed, and I guarantee you, every single time, you'll feel better than you deserve. Even if it's not to an excess, you're going to wake up the next morning, you're like, I'm going to go out jogging.
Nice.
You'll be like, I feel great.
I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Steve, so...
Wait.
Oh, I'm almost there.
Come on, you can finish that. We got what, half hour? We can polish off this drink in half hour.
Stone 22 antimatter.
22 anniversary antimatter double IPA. Now, Stone. Ooh, there we go. Stone never does me wrong with our IPAs.
Nope.
You can never go wrong with those.
And if I remember right, this is a little bit more of an orange. I'm trying to remember. I know I've had this one before.
At this point, I don't care.
So this is a bomber, so I'm going to just take the head to the top.
Weed is the best hangover cure. I don't know. I haven't tried that.
I haven't tried that one.
I haven't tried that. We do live in a legal weed state.
And I'm not a... I don't partake myself, but I'm not a political person who cares one way or the other.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'm happy that they're taxing it because it's less money that they're taking from me.
I have tried it a few times.
You got a little bit more head there, but
All right.
pretty even.
That smells wonderful.
I'm still digging the Elijah Craig. Oh my God, that was good.
Well, maybe after we can have some more.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Cheers to you all. So yeah, Stone 22nd Anniversary Antimatter Double IPA. Now this is a 9.1%.
That's the best beer of the evening right now. Right there. That is fabulous.
Hands down.
That is really good.
As they describe it, a clean, crisp, perfectly filtered IPA that reinforces giant, juicy, hop-forward IPA. Every year we have a special recipe creation challenge with 2-person teams from our brewing department, and we've called the Stone Spotlight Competition. This year's winner, Antimatter, was brewed by Stone brewers Jason Smith and Jose Flores.
Good job.
Jason and Jose,
good job.
Cheers to you both.
Yeah, that was absolutely tasty.
The D, $2. Have we done a What Is Everyone Drinking yet?
Yes.
I did it right at the outset of the show.
But if you want to do it again...
Tell you what are you all drinking? I will call it out in the comments. We'll do a What Are You All Drinking tonight? Now that it's almost midnight on the East Coast. Or no, it's after midnight. It's almost 1 a.m. on the East Coast.
Yeah. Bell's Two-Hearted Ale. I've had the Two-Hearted by Bell's.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
Yep. Goose IPA.
Goose Island? Yeah. Or is it, okay, Goose Island or Goose IPA?
I'm assuming Goose Island.
San Pellegrino. Coffee. All right, somebody just woke up.
Yep. Donnie, coffee. Man after my own heart.
Yeah.
I will say I did get a coffee care package from, I'm trying to remember who it was. But anyway, they looked me up on Twitter and said, hey, get some coffee. And I said, how did you know a beer lover loves coffee too? Yeah. And I said, just to guess.
Because, you wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah, and they sent me an espresso dark roast.
Oh, yeah, dude. I am big into that coffee too.
Knob Creek.
Victory.
Knob Creek, John Brown.
Knob Creek, nice.
Gonna toast to that one. Left Hand 25th Anniversary Stout. We got a cold tea.
Ballast Point Victory at Sea.
Polish off 2 Ballast Point Victory at Seas.
We did a Victory at Sea, the peanut butter one.
Yes.
Not too long ago.
Yes.
We did that one.
Now sipping on a Laponic Distortion from Firestone.
Firestone's good
Good stuff.
Yeah. Fiddlehead Hodad Porter. I've never heard of that.
Never heard of that one.
Never heard of that one.
Pringles. Don't ask how. Don't ask why.
Well, you smash Pringles down enough, it becomes a liquid, kind of.
Woodford Batch Proof. Ooh. Yes. Good stuff. A Tall Johnny Black, my man.
There we go.
Straight up Johnny Black or Johnny Black 12? That's what I want to know.
That's the difference.
Yep. Sober 3 years now. That's awesome.
Drinking oxygen, that's fine.
That is excellent too.
That's okay. SoCo 100 and Cherry Coke 0. All right. Cool. All right.
Nice. Nicey's drinking something straight up. I didn't catch what that was.
Left Hand 25th Anniversary Stout.
Okay, gotcha.
That's really good.
Gotcha.
That Left Hand is
yes.
Yeah, their Left Hand stouts.
Their Nitro Stout is amazing.
Probably one of the better stouts out there.
Yeah. Let's see. And we got a beer trade going on here.
Oh yeah.
3 Pistols Extra Strong Ale from Unibrow.
Well, I've never had that one before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Stone 22nd, best beer of the night.
Very, very good.
Very good.
That's one of the better ones. Yes.
Oh, hop forward but not punchy.
No, it doesn't. It's not clawing. It's not like super bitter.
It doesn't linger in your mouth. There's not like that oily texture.
It still has some sweet maltiness up front.
Yeah,
but it has that citrusy, hoppy bite, but not too much.
Yeah, it's a really good balanced beer.
Perfect. Very, very good.
Roberto says the 12, so Johnny Black 12, excellent.
Excellent beer.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Steve,
yes.
Game that you like.
I didn't say I liked it.
Oh, okay. I was trying to say, just go with it, man.
I just found it interesting.
Yeah.
This is like almost like the Futurama of games.
Yeah. Just when you thought it was dead.
Yeah. So a little backstory. Hellgate London. I don't know if you guys know anything about Hellgate London. This was a brainchild of some former Diablo developers.
Yes.
So there was a bunch of developers from Blizzard who left and formed, I think it was, I can't remember the name of the studio. I forget. Anyway, so they wanted to make Hellgate London, and this was the biggest main line of this game is that this was from some former Diablo developers, and it had a lot of the same elements, where it was procedurally generated dungeons. They had mobs to go kill and looting and tons of
right.
Except it was not isometric top down. It was 3D.
Yeah, it's a 3D dungeon crawler.
Yeah, basically like an ARPG, but 3D. So it was much touted. I remember even going to E3 and meeting with the developers before it was released.
Oh, nice.
And talking to these guys about it, and much hyped. And it came out around 2007, I think.
Yeah, thereabouts.
And it flopped.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
Hard.
It was buggy as hell.
Yep.
People hated it, and it did not last long. I think it eventually closed down in 2009. So it lasted maybe 2 years or something like that before the server shut down, and then it got bought out. And then I think a year later they opened it back up as a free game. Mm-hmm. The company that bought it out, and that only lasted like about a year. Yep. Because I guess whatever they had released.
Well, I think they lasted until 2012 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, however
year, 2 years, 18 months, whatever.
Yeah, however they did the free format, I guess it just wasn't generating money.
Yeah.
So
they didn't name it Clash of Hellgate.
Yeah, whatever. They're coming back for a third time.
Angry Hellgate.
They're coming back again. So next month, November, I think it's November 15th. Right here, November 15th. Mm-hmm. It's going to be through Steam. And you can get Hellgate London once more. Yep. A literally 11-year-old game.
Yep.
is coming back.
Re-releasing on Steam.
Re-releasing.
For the first time ever.
For the first time. You can go play Hellgate London. Yep. Again, if you want to. I don't know what their free-to-play model is. I didn't really read that much into it. Yeah. I just found it funny that this is the first time I've ever seen them re-release a game. Yeah. I can't think of any other game that did that.
It died twice already. Let it die.
I mean, I've heard of games just, barely trickling and lasting for a long time. I've heard of a game dying and then being re-released on like some private servers and stuff like that.
Right. Tribes did that once where all of a sudden a group of fans got together, bought a bunch of AWS servers and was hosting Tribes on some non-legit servers.
But I've never heard them get canned.
Right.
Reopened. Shut down,
and bought out, reopened again.
Yeah, this is like it was kind of unheard of. Yep. So I don't know if you guys like Hellgate London. I played the beta way back when. I wasn't super impressed, but I don't know. Maybe when it comes out, I might try it. I don't know.
I got a couple more beer shout outs. Finished a Widmer Imperial IPA 22 ounce and a 5.6 Lagunitas IPA. Need to try Slow Brew 30, 8.8%, 88 IBU. So nice little heavy hitter there.
Nice.
Anyone here tested a 9900K for temps? I have not. From what I hear, you could probably distill grain alcohol on it though.
Yeah. What's the Half-Life question? Hellgate. Yeah,
Hellgate Battle Royale.
Yeah, of course. Probably that might save it actually.
I think the Half-Life is it was released 3 times and we never got a third one.
It was no, okay, we had
episode 2.
We had the episode that was a different episode. I'm not saying it's the same game being re-released.
Well, we got Half-Life 2, then we got Half-Life 2 episode 1 and Half-Life 2 episode 2.
But they were continuations of the story.
Right.
It wasn't the same
Well,
game
technically a
released.
sequel in the series should have been a continuation of the story.
Okay, at the time, to be fair, there was the whole
there was 3 years between them. Don't give me at the time.
No. At the time, the whole notion of episodic game content was hot.
That's true.
So Valve was like...
And only Hitman's doing it now.
Yeah. No, okay, yeah, now, because... what's her name? The Telltale's gone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Well, Hitman and Life is Strange. Is Life is Strange in that episodic too?
I don't remember.
Kentucky Route Zero, I think, was also episodic.
Yeah, they might have been.
remember. But there's a few places that do the episodic.
Yeah.
But back then, this was like a new notion of doing games as an episodic thing. And so Valve was like, let's get on this.
Yes.
And then they get into it and they're like, this is fucking hard.
Yeah.
We only did 2 of it. And they were like, what, a year and a half apart almost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 3 years from the introduction of Half-Life 2 to the release of Episode 2.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, we got one more in the news, and that's a Battlefield 5 developer. Not in the news for Battlefield 5, but in the news for Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Uh-oh, wait, hold on a second.
Presumably...
We got we got an ad block.
What?
Yeah.
Just refresh the page.
Okay, there you go.
All right. So we have a Battlefield 5 developer in the news, not for developing Battlefield 5, but for what he did on Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Yeah.
And that's presumably he was kicking everyone's ass, so he got banned.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you has ever played on a game that you were just so good that you got blamed for cheating. Yeah,
It's happened.
It's happened.
It's happened.
I've been on... I mean, I am not great by any means, but there's been some times where I've been on fire.
I got questioned whether or not I was Korean living in America. I'll say that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've been a couple of times where I've been at some servers where there's like,
Yeah.
hey, dude, are you pro? And I'm like, I've been legitimately asked that. And I'm like, no, dude, I just got lucky.
Yeah.
There are times.
Yeah.
So
I've also been team killed because some jackass walked in my way in CS:GO. I was shooting up the stairs in Dust, and I was trying to get this guy. One of my teammates jumps between us and thought that would be a great way to strafe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I already had him, and he steals my kill, and then he turns around and shoots me, and then he goes, effing noob, took me down to 20%. It's like, well, don't stand in the way of my bullet, jackass.
Yeah, no, I'm sure
you did that to yourself.
I'm sure I've done that to people before too.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I don't have enough self-awareness in some of these games, especially when I first started playing.
This one was pretty obvious.
Yeah, no, I know, and I've had that happen to me before too.
Yeah,
where people just walk in front of me when I'm like shooting.
But I will say I use that as an example for when console players say, "Oh yeah, we could totally compete with like CS:GO if we had a controller."
No, you cannot.
You've never been like. Take LeBron when he's like just playing with someone and he drives him down into the post and then he jab steps him a couple times and then he does this like fadeaway right hand over the shoulder and he just sinks it over the top of you and you have no defense. That's a CS:GO player with a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
That is every
Versus
single shot. He's got a pistol and a keyboard and mouse and he will headshot you from across the map like you stole his lunch money.
Oh. There was I think there was talking about controller versus keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
I think there was there's been several cases. I think the more famous one was the Titanfall pro console team versus the amateur keyboard and mouse team.
Yes.
And the amateur keyboard and mouse team beat them.
Wiped the floor with them.
Not only that, there's a couple YouTube videos out there where there was I think it was Quake 3, an old Quake 3, where there was controller versus mouse type of a thing, and it was just
it's a bloodbath.
It's shameful.
Bloodbath.
Shameful.
Like 70 to 12 kind of numbers.
Yeah. So I mean, no, that's really bad. This is what this looked like right here.
Like Alabama on Chattanooga U.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is if you go watch. So the guy got accused of cheating. Because and he got kicked from a.
By the way, we never said what the story was about.
Yeah, it was. He went on a Black Ops 4 server. And it was just like murdering everybody left and right.
Yep.
Apparently, this guy used to be a pro player too.
Yeah.
He used to be a pro player, so that give him props for that. So he got banned because they thought he was cheating.
Mm-hmm.
And if you actually watch the video. It doesn't look like he's cheating.
Doesn't look like he's not using aim assist.
Doesn't look like he's using aim
assist.
That
looks like just really good keyboard mouse moves.
He is using. It looks like he has a lot of map knowledge and it's just some predictive.
Yeah.
Once you know how to play first-person shooters, you just know what's going on. You got some positional awareness.
Mm-hmm.
It just becomes second nature to you when you start playing hours and hours and hours of these type of games. And that's
And
just
if
what
you're a
looks
pro
like.
player, essentially, you
Yeah,
know
you
where to put your
know
mouse
where it
at.
is. Yeah, so you know what you're doing. And this is what it looked like to me. It didn't look like it was, these aim locks or anything like that.
Yeah.
But this is what this guy.
He wasn't shooting through walls. He wasn't
Yeah.
wasn't doing anything.
Yeah. You usually see, especially if they're like aim boss, you can see that they're tracking the player through a wall. Like there's a wall, you can see his.
And it's going like pixel perfect with him like this.
Right. Yeah. This wasn't the case. It didn't look like it to me anyway. Yeah. But still, I mean, we've all been accused of it.
Yeah.
I've been accused of it.
I've been accused of it.
I thought it was funny that it was a Battlefield developer
Yes.
pissing all over
Yeah.
Call of Duty players.
Yes. That's the funny part of the story. That's what makes this a story.
Yeah. That's what makes it funny.
Yeah. Yep. All right. It is 9:55, which means we have about 5 minutes left in the show, which means it'll probably be about 25 minutes before I hit close. Hashtag roll tide. Yeah, pretty much. I live in Oregon. Right now, I don't want Bama. I'm just going to come out and say that. I don't want Bama right now. I wanted Bama a couple years ago when we were really good. Because I think it would have been a great game. It's the game we all wanted and the game we never got.
Yeah.
So I wish you guys wouldn't have gotten your asses kicked in the first playoff so we actually could have played against you instead of Ohio State, which just ran Ezekiel Elliott right up our ass. That's what I wish.
Did we have people actually talking about that in the...
Someone said roll tide, so I just went with it.
Oh, okay.
I just rolled with it.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Usually when you start talking sports is when you start losing subscribers.
I know. So for those who don't know, I'm pretty much a sports junkie. I love sports of pretty much every kind except baseball. I cannot stand baseball.
Curling. Are you a big curling fan?
I've actually watched curling in a bar before.
You did?
And gotten into it.
Yeah. You're like, oh my
like
God,
all of a sudden I have a rooting interest.
You would think that wives would be more into curling.
Who's going on the pitch now?
Yeah. Like, look at all that sweeping. Look at that sweeping technique.
Yeah.
I wish I had that sweeping technique in the kitchen. I'm surprised making sandwiches is in the sport.
Yeah.
My wife would be into it.
That's right. You know, what really surprised me is there's not like a cooking sports show yet. Like
no.
Like,
Iron Chef is like the closest you get.
That's
Iron
exactly
Chef,
right.
Yeah. Iron Chef is the closest you get.
Now, I make a pretty mean omelet. And in fact, I made some omelets last night for dinner. And they were phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, I broke 1 out of 5.
I do like the science of cooking.
Yeah.
I do love cooking. Sorry
Sorry if you've said this already, but when are the keychains coming? Rip baseball, go Yanks. The keychains, I got all of the Patreon addresses I think I'm going to get. I think I got 56 out of 74. I've sent out messages multiple times. I was trying to do it all in one batch, and that's the biggest thing is I don't have a lot of time to like chase after, red herrings kind of thing. So if you have submitted, or if you submitted your address for the Patreon, now you had to click on the yes, I want to be part of the giveaway, and yes, I want a keychain. You had to join that tier, and then you had to accept giving your address away. If you have done that, and like I said, I think I have 56 out of 74, I will be sending them out hopefully on Monday. So very soon.
All right, so Monday.
I apologize for the delay. I don't have a lot of time. That's my excuse. It's not a great excuse, but they are going out very soon. So
I got mine.
Yeah, Steve got his. I got mine.
It's your guys' problem. No, I'm just joking. We're sending them out.
Yep.
Sending them out.
Yeah, I got mine.
We're sending them out. We have a few curling fans.
I've been beta testing them for about a couple of months.
So they work.
Just to make sure they work. And they work quite well.
Getting the bugs kinked out of it.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yep.
I curled for a year in high school. I didn't know that they had curling in high school.
Wow.
That's interesting.
No one should want Bama. Not this year.
No.
There's been years that Bama's been vulnerable. And I will say, if Bama doesn't have a quarterback right now, they're kind of vulnerable.
My wife just sent me a message through chat.
Busted.
She caught me talking about sweeping.
Wish you had a good sweeping technique.
Oh, I didn't know she was watching.
Oh, that is awesome.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's good. Steve sleeps on the couch tonight. Hashtag. Oh, that is great. Wait, why did John and Angie chat right one after the other?
Oh, yeah. Well,
is John over at your house right now?
Nah, probably not. But I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Who knows?
I'm not there.
You locked your liquor cabinet, right?
I do have some hidden.
I have to lock mine when John comes over.
I have hidden caches outside.
Okay.
So
okay. That's right. You got that big backyard.
Yeah, I do.
Got my fortune buried out back in the shed.
That's
right. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Need to focus on workstation enterprise. AMD has far better value right now. Yes, they do as far as workstation and enterprise.
Yeah. I'd say so.
And they're gonna beat Intel at their own game here very soon.
Mm-hmm. We're all just waiting for it.
Yep. We're all hoping that 7nm feather drops.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of holding back on my personal upgrades. I'm waiting to see what this is gonna bring.
Yep.
I'm leaning towards doing a whole AMD upgrade. So we'll see how that goes.
Regan, high school quarterback should just play for the Bills.
For the Bills or for the money? Oh, Bills.
I'm assuming the Bills.
Just capitalized Bills. Yes. Okay.
You know, there's some third world country that thinks the Bills have a dynasty. They won like 4 Super Bowls in the 90s.
Yeah. DayZ will be full release before keychains are delivered.
Jeff, any plans or ideas for 75,000 subs or even a 100,000 subs? Do you think you'd get this far this quickly with your channel? I will say after my Wish.com video, I gained a large number of subs. And then as of the last month and a half, my traffic has largely died off. I'm kind of in a lull right now. And I'm not sure why. Because I think I'm producing some really good content. But it's what YouTube algorithm thinks is good content. It's what they decide to promote. Now, the video I posted this morning, it had 1,700 views in the first 12 hours and had 250 some likes and like 2 dislikes. And my watch time is like 65%. Yeah. It's like all the metrics that you could possibly want to go right is there.
But it doesn't get promoted.
But it's not getting promoted right now. Yeah. And I don't know why. I have a couple of videos in the last month that are under 1,000 views. And when you have 65,000 subscribers, that's horse shit. I'm just going to come out and say that. That's horse shit.
Yeah. I have noticed that
I don't expect every one of my subscribers to watch every one of my videos. That's unrealistic. It's stupid. I expect 10% of my subscribers to watch a video. Yeah. I expect 5% of my subscribers to watch a video.
Their whole method and their whole algorithm of how they release stuff and how they promote stuff is just a huge black box. No one knows what's going on.
When I see a video that has good metrics, now some of my videos don't have great metrics. Some of them get a couple more downvotes than others. Some of them get not as good a watch time. I think I have one video last month that posted with like a 38% watch time, which is not great. Usually if you can hit 50% or above for watch time, you're holding viewers there. And almost all of my videos hold viewers. Yeah. And that's why I'm doing well. But the problem is when I have 65 or 67 or 68,000 subscribers and I look at the impressions metric, which is how many times YouTube suggested my video to a viewer, and that number is like 25,000, that's horse shit.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah. At least notify my subscribers that a new video has come out, let alone promote it to new people who might be interested in the channel.
I think the subscribers, not only do you have to subscribe, you have to hit that little bell.
Well, it's not even that. It's I have the bell on a couple of channels.
I know,
and I'm not getting notified of those.
In fact, I was thinking about the same thing too, because I have my YouTube subscription is huge.
Right.
And I'm like, when I look at my subscription feed, I don't see what I think I should be
There's
seeing.
a dozen channels. I haven't seen a new video in 3 months.
And I go back and I click through all the subscriptions. I actually go click through and look at the videos.
Right.
There's several that I went back. I did this today. There were several videos of some people that I watch. It's like, I never saw a notification for this.
I
never saw a notification for this.
I'll put it this way. I subscribe to nearly every major tech channel on my channel just because I'm curious about what they're doing. Yeah. What is Linus doing? What is Jay doing? What is Bitwit doing? What is Paul doing? Yeah. What is Wendell doing? What is Stevie Gamers Nexus doing? What is this person doing? What is that person doing? What's Tech Yes City? What's Hardware Unboxed? I watch all of them, okay? And I want to know what they're doing and what I can improve on because those guys are the metric of how I improve my channel. Yeah. What I can tell you is I haven't seen a Paul's Hardware video in 3 months.
Oh, yeah. No, I haven't.
His videos in particular don't get recommended to me. Don't know why. They never show up on my front page. Ever.
I think it all depends on how people use YouTube, too. It's like different... People use them differently because there's a lot of people who just... There's people who use the recommended. There are people who just go to their subscription channel.
I go to my front page and I see what's recommended. And I usually click off of that.
Really?
I go to my front page and I see what's on my front page. And I think most people are following my demographic as far as that goes.
I first go to my subscription page and see what's new. To see what's new that's been released. Yeah. If there's anything there that looks interesting to me that I want to watch. Then after that, I go to the front page to see what bubbles up that YouTube thinks I should watch. Mm-hmm. That's how I personally do it. Mm-hmm. I don't know if everybody else does it that way. I don't know how everybody's YouTube consumption works, or if they actually go to the hot what YouTube thinks should bubble up to the top. Right. That's usually garbage. I don't really watch it.
Yeah. I don't watch. I will say I watch some of like Graham Norton show when it comes up. I watch a little bit of Jimmy Kimmel. Some of the late night stuff I will watch.
Oh, here's something you have to watch though.
Yeah. Harmon Quest, we've already covered that.
No. This just I gave this to my wife today too. This is really good. So she's into craft beer. Mm-hmm. There is a Conan O'Brien Triumph the Insult Comedy Dog where he goes to the Craft Brew Festival in Colorado.
I haven't seen that one.
It just came out, I think, yesterday.
Wow.
I don't know. You gotta watch that.
I will watch that.
That one is hilarious.
I will watch that one.
It's
me to poop on.
Yeah. That's the Triumph the Insult Comedy Dog goes to Craft Brewing Festival.
Oh, that's going to be a good video.
It's a good one.
I can already see it.
It's great. It is great.
So anyway, I know a lot of my subscribers aren't even seeing my videos, and that's really, really flippin' frustrating. Now, I know I got popular because of Wish.com and a couple other videos. Like, 5 of my videos is why I have 67,000 subscribers.
And you don't want to be the Wish.com guy.
I don't want to be the Wish.com guy. I don't want to be the X79 guy. I don't want to be the SteamOS guy.
Yeah.
I want to be a source for hardware news and reviews and unbiased opinions and someone who actually covers things well. Not that no one else does, but that doesn't mean there's not room for one more.
I think you have the edge because you drink alcohol on camera, and everybody knows that alcohol is the truth serum.
That's right.
So you're going to give your honest opinion after.
By the end of the video, there's no fucking way I can lie about a product.
After this,
I'm sorry.
There's no filter. Yeah. There's no filter. You're going to drink this and you'll be like, I'm going to give my honest opinion.
I don't swear much on camera, but I will to prove a point.
Yeah. No one else does that.
Yeah.
Linus doesn't do that.
Yeah.
He could be faking it. You don't know. But after a couple drinks,
Linus swears like a sailor. Are you kidding me?
Well, that doesn't mean he's telling the truth. I mean, you could swear like
he swears like a sailor.
I know he does.
Yeah. It's
I've watched.
It's really funny to hear his squeaky voice swear in person too. It's really funny. MSI Dragon channel. You know, if I had room for a 10-foot dragon, I would totally buy one.
Yeah. Just have the right here.
Oh, you didn't see Linus's dragon unboxing?
I didn't know.
Yeah. That was big news this week too. Linus clickbait tips. If they work and they get you views,
he does tend. He does tend to have some clickbait.
I'm sorry. Clickbait titles doesn't mean not good content. And that's what people don't understand.
No, that's true. But here's the thing: is if it's got clickbait title and it has decent content, you'll still get some people who complain about it being a clickbait title. But
I got people complaining about my Wish.com video being clickbait because I didn't show them a $1 graphics card. Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I do remember seeing that. It's like a $1 graphics card. You were expecting to see an actual graphics card?
You expected me to get a 1080 Ti for $1 and benchmark it,
you for real?
And you're upset that I didn't deliver that. Are you joking?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
It was obviously a lark. And this is
and then I got clickbait on some stuff that was really unbiased and not friendly to what I had posted.
Yeah.
And people were still like, "Oh, you're just a shill." I'm like, "What?" Yeah. I got some stuff a couple of weeks ago that, gosh, they were complaining about something that was in the title that I explained at length in the video.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, "You're the one who clicked on this, and you're complaining that I'm not just showing sexy B-roll."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that was with your, I remember that comment.
Yeah.
I think it was your was with your
I don't think it was the Dishonored. I think it might have been my streaming PC rebuild. They're upset that I talked for 3 minutes at the beginning of the video and I wasn't just showing build footage and then benchmarks. It's like,
you can't please everybody.
What did you want?
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I'm on camera for 7 minutes. Dear God. Over-the-top Linus projects are fun. I'll agree.
No, they're fun.
I'll agree.
Yeah.
I'll agree.
They may not be advantageous. I mean, you may not learn anything, but they are fun.
His latest thing with his 6 video editors, 1 computer.
Yes, I saw that thing.
Is so ill-conceived.
No, it's impractical.
But I'm excited that he's pursuing it.
Right. Okay.
That's what I will say.
It's the same thing. It's like you watch like Mythbusters.
Yeah.
Hey, they're building a sailboat out of duct tape.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'll watch that. Am I ever going to build a sailboat out of duct tape? No.
Yeah.
But it's interesting and it's entertaining. That's some of the same thing. It's like, no, it's not practical what he's doing with some of these setups.
Yeah.
But he's like, okay, it's theoretical that I can do this, so let me try doing it.
Exactly. And what I've always taken is what Adam Savage calls thought experiments.
Yeah.
Can you make a lead balloon that flies? Can you make a concrete airplane?
Yeah.
Can you make this? Can you make that? And that's a concept that I started my channel with. And that's one thing that I really like to explore is thought experiments. Well, what if? Well, why not? Well, they say this, but why not this?
Okay, but here's the thing. It's like you also have to have the leisure time to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because unless you have some kind of practical application, people aren't going to watch you. But then after a while, you should be able to explore thought experiments.
That being said, I've got a really fun thought experiment coming up in about 3 weeks.
I love thought experiments.
Yeah. Money saver, big compute system, dual processor.
Oh, dual processor.
Dual processor.
Oh, there we go.
I'll give you the raw specs. 16 core, 32 threads, 64 gigs of RAM, plus the motherboard for $600.
How far back are we going?
Not that far.
Really?
Not 10 years.
Less than 10 years?
Less than 10.
Oh, that sounds good.
We're going like 4.
That sounds good.
We're going like 4 years back.
Dual processor, really?
Yes. Yeah.
That sounds really good.
Dual processor. Total is 16 core, 32 threads, 64 gigs of ECC memory, $600.
What are you going to use for benchmark?
It's going to be more CPU intensive than gaming. I will do some gaming benchmarks on it. But yeah, there's a good video coming. So if you like thought experiments and if you like we'll just say my very first video of Chinese X79 boards, is it worth it? This is the spiritual successor.
Okay.
So yeah, if you're here from my very first video, number 1, thank you. But number 2, you're going to like this video in about 3 weeks.
That'll be good.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it.
You're over the top of the BS too. Booze cooling probably helped you a lot. You should do more stupid.
Stupid.
I will agree with that. There's a thing with IT workers. We're amazing BS detectors. Yeah. No matter what the industry, no matter what the conversation, you put me into any board meeting, I will sniff out the 3 executives who are just bullshitting to the CEO.
Yeah.
I will sniff them out in a heartbeat. I just have that innate ability. And I have that innate ability with hardware and with PR speak and with everything else. So my goal of my channel is to cut through the bullshit and deliver you what you actually need to know, which is why my videos tend to be like 7 minutes long and more informative than a 30-minute video on some other channel.
Right.
Because there's not a lot of bullshit in my channel. I don't like to bullshit.
But also on that thing with the whole whiskey cooling thing, it's so out there.
It's a thought experiment.
It's a thought experiment.
Whiskey cooling is a thought experiment. Because I've heard it.
Bring people in.
I've heard it a number of times. Yeah. Well, could you cool a PC with whiskey? Well, yes and no. I wouldn't do it long term. Yes, it kind of works.
Yeah.
So, all right. It is 10:15. I think that's a show.
It's been a great show.
It's been a great show.
This is a really nice show.
Thank you all so much for watching. A couple of guys chiming in. They're X79 guys. Yes, you're going to like the new video coming up in a couple weeks if you're an X79 fan. I will leave it at that. Dude, the Power Wheels 48 volt Jeep was pretty cool. I will say that was pretty funny, although I wish he wouldn't have tried to kill himself with lithium cells when he was putting it together. That was scary there for a while, and not just because he was going to get hurt, but because there's a lot of amperage flowing through those things. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Audi out of sync. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. I tested this 3 times before we started the stream. If it's out of sync, it's freaking YouTube's
somebody
fault.
else. Yeah, somebody else.
So, anyway, thank you all for watching episode 55 of Talking Heads. We will see you next week.
John's going to be back, not me.
John's going to be back. Halloween special
Halloween.
next week. Lots of pumpkin beer.
John's going to cross-dress.
Good Lord. Little Rocky Horror Picture Show.
He's gonna, yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
See y'all.